Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. We are going to be testing some Sega Saturn stuff. So SRG's latest core, it's currently only available on the unstable build. But guys, if I'm live and I'm out there, just give me a shout, let me know I'm all good in the hood, because for me to schedule streams, it's a weird thing. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go on my phone and I'm gonna see if I'm actually live. Imagine that, I'm viewing myself on my phone. No, I want to. No, and my phone is connecting to my TV. Everything's going wrong. I'll tell you what, guys, this felt like pressure. I literally had to run to the toilet. One great thing, if you're live streaming, make sure you go toilet first, because yeah, you kind of need that. You kind of need that toilet break, man. Or if you need to go in between, it is just terrible. I am live. Okay, I can see that I'm live via the app. Super duper. All right, guys. Welcome, let's get into this. We're going to be testing some Saturn stuff. If there's any games you guys want to see, just mention them in requests, and if I have them on my machine, I will put them on. I think I've got like 112 games, so this is an awesome game. So this is Bubble Symphony, and I'm a big Bubble fan, so I'm always good with a bit of Bubble Symphony. So I hope everyone's doing well today. I want to give a shout out to everyone. Okay, wicked. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's what I was spending a bit of time getting that chat window and everything to work. Wicked. JB, welcome, buddy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Awesome stuff. I want to give a shout out to all the viewers, all the subscribers, all the channel members, Random Gaming Moments, Mike Jackson, and Aleem Tayyab. All the guys that help me with the channel, like Dire Schlock, Terminator 2K2, Video Game Esoterica, and all my kind of friends out there. I'm sorry if I'm leaving anyone out, but I'm kind of running on fumes because I was on night shift last night, and my wife's really cool. She's taken the kids to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lesson. I was like, look, I'm shattered. I'd rather just sit at home and maybe play some Saturn and stream some stuff. Yo, Joseph, how you doing, buddy? Right, let's do this, guys. If I'm not talking, if I'm not responding to the stream straight away, it's because I'm looking at my screen to play some games. Okay, so let's see how well Bubble Symphony runs. Hopefully the sound levels are kind of okay. Let me know if you want the sound a bit louder. I'm kind of guessing it based on an equalizer bar that I'm seeing. Oh, wicked, nice one, Joseph, and welcome. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Now let's do some of this. Which one shall I pick? Okay, let's go. I kind of like that one. Blue, or is it purple? Guys, this game is this game is just awesome, man. Love Bubble Bobble. I remember in the arcade playing it as a kid, and this Saturn core is just getting amazing. It's getting so good. I'm gonna have to put the volume up on my side. Hopefully it won't interfere too much. I'm not one of those guys that uses headphones when streaming. I kind of like the sound around. I guess, you know what, being in parent mode, like, you just never have headphones on at home because you're just always concerned that, well, I've got two boys. My boys are 7 and 9. My girl, she's cool. She's 15. She's all right, there's no hassle with her, but the boys sometimes they just start kicking the crap out of each other. So yo, Valbar, nice one from Brazil, my friend. Yeah, so they all of a sudden, like, they're cool, they're best friends, and then they just start fighting. So yeah, I just can't have headphones. So you know, when people buy like noise cancelling headphones, I'm the opposite. I want noise to come in. If I'm ever watching anything in bed, I'm just making sure that I can actually hear stuff that's going on around. And I think a lot of you parents will kind of know that, because that's the kind of stuff that we do. But guys, let me know in comments if there's a game you want to see, and we will check that game. Now I'm using Wicked 4 p.m. Nice, awesome, Joseph. Yeah, so I'm using the new 8-bit DOE controller, the Saturn one, the white one. And to be honest, okay, apart from the fact that it's USB, it's exactly the same as the other one. It still has the issues where, like, 2 buttons are the same, and I think that's to do, 2 buttons are the same. So if you try and map them differently, you can't, which is the select and one of the other buttons. So anyway, let's have a look at another game. Let's load something up. Such a wicked, yeah, man. Like, I kind of like 1/3 of my work is night shifts, so yeah, I don't like it, but you know, I get to chill and I get to edit videos. So you know, let's try. Since we're in the Japanese region, let's just see if Castlevania boots up for us. Now I have not had much luck with this. Now one issue with this is it's just kind of weird. You kind of have to load the BIOS, and now the game disc will show up. It's a little bit weird how it all works. To be honest, Dreadnought, I did get 4 hours sleep after the night shift. I was woke up a little bit early from someone trying to offer some kind of chimney service, and my wife was telling the guy look quiet, and the guy then went off, and I think he started knocking at doors all around the street, so I could hear him, and that was it. I just woke up. It was like, okay, you know, once you do night shift, if it takes a little something and you end up waking up, you just end up staying up. So if at any point I'm talking and I'm not making much sense, then forgive me. But I really like what's happened with work, and then all of a sudden so much stuff come out for the MiSTer, for the Analog Pocket, the Tato SJ, which I covered yesterday. Then we had the Neo Geo CD core. Then there was like the news videos. There was so much happening. Then Attract 17 and Darren O dropped games on the Jalico Meg System 1. I literally didn't have enough time to cover stuff, and it's weird because sometimes I'm looking for content, and I was like, okay, and I wanted to do a video for this, but that would have taken me a long time, and I was like, let me do a stream. And you know what, I actually really do enjoy the streams. It just, okay, that isn't going to work. I don't know if you heard the sound there. If the sound keeps playing, at least in my experience, that's when it works. Once the background music stops and only the sound effects remain, it crashes after character selection. So I'll always go Maria, because Maria's in this version from the word get-go. And yeah, I'll try. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Okay, so previously, I don't think I used to get this now loading screen. When it crashed, it just went into a black screen. So that's a little bit of... Oh, Anton, my man, how you doing? Hey, wicked. Guys, Anton's in the house. Anton, dude, thank you so much for... kind of always sorting me out with the early test builds, man. It gives me like great content. And what a great core, guys. If you haven't checked out the Tato System SJ core by Anton Gill, check it out. It's got some very good games on it. Some very good games, especially Jungle King. I don't know, I very much so love that game. Right, so it looks like we have to boot the BIOS each and every time. I am going to do that, but then that disc should be kind of loaded. It's a bit weird. I'm probably going to mess it up a few times. Yo, Philly, how you doing, bruv? Okay, so Philly, I realized it is an unstable version. So the latest one, you need to make sure you're a MiSTer unstable. And if you watch how I'm doing the BIOS, you kind of have to load the BIOS. You have to load the game, then you load the BIOS, and then when you go to the disc selection, you can pick the game. It's a little bit weird, and I know I'm going to mess it up because you have to do it in a certain order. Dude, Radiant Silvergun, I have got that on there. We're definitely going to try that because I've kind of like, one thing since getting my MiSTer, I've really gotten into shmups. I never used to think I was a shmups fan. I dabbled, I played a bit here and there, but I was like, okay, I'm not the biggest fan of shmups, but man, I ended up playing so many. I was like, okay, I can't kid anyone. It was like realization, you know, when you just realize, okay, you like something, it is you. Okay, so the soundtrack has stopped. Obviously the sound effects are there, so this is going to crash. This is what used to happen to me before, the black screen. And guys, you know what, I like Castlevania so much that I literally spent ages going through variations, changing BIOSes, speaking to everyone on Discord, and a massive shout out to Andy as well. Andy D always helps me out. Yeah, I just couldn't get it to work. But let's do Radiant Silvergun now. Okay, let me just read this comment. What's that? Okay, cool. Right, Radiant Silvergun. Right, wicked coming up. And so, what do we need to do? Right, okay, so you know what? I've got a keyboard out, so let's go straight to it. It's going to say BIOS not found. Then we are gonna load the BIOS. Awesome, and now it should show up. So Phil, if you're kind of following on from what I'm doing, you should be able to get this running, but you do need an unstable build of the MiSTer. And I always say to everyone, get a separate SD card for your MiSTer. And another one, depending on what kind of MiSTer setup you've got, because my memory card kept falling inside the case, so it nearly did a few times, so I ended up buying one of those extensions. And a big shout out to Andy though, because he's the one that actually told me about that. You plug the extension in and you plug your SD card into the extension, which means I can never drop it again. It makes life so much easier. Okay, do you know what, Philet? It's the Saturn Core is iffy, dude. Yo, hey, Zajiroff 04, nice one, bro. Yeah, it's very dodgy, this core, like to say the least, because stuff that worked previously may not work now. Like loads of people have got Symphony of the Night working. I haven't. I honestly don't know. So here we go, Radiant Silvergun, which has worked for me before. I've gotten into the game before, but This time I can't even get into the game. So guys, for anyone that wants to do live streaming, pro tip, make sure you go to the toilet, and I have gone to the toilet before, and always grab a drink with you, because if you're talking like me non-stop all the time, at some point your mouth will go dry. Yeah, no worries, dude. Yeah, I know you've got 3 MiSTers, man. Hopefully you've got, they're not all the same components. Maybe you've got different variations of like the RAM and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, so sorry, man. Philae, looks like Radiant Silvergun is a no-go. Guys, I'm going to go and test the next version of Symphony, and I'm expecting it fully not to work. But in the meantime, in the comments, just let me know what you guys want to see. Whatever you want to see, we can do that. So here I am, because I'm obsessed. So let's try the 3rd version I've got, which, here we go. Okay, so let's do that BIOS thing again. Right, and it should be there. Right, I'm kind of getting the hang of this, because it took me a little while to kind of get used to this. Okay, nice. Yeah, and you know, Antonio Viola does some really good stuff. I've featured him actually on the channel before. Like, so a lot of the stuff that I feature on the channel, when I feature products on there, up until this day, I've not been sponsored or done anything. The only thing that I have received when I've asked for it is I've asked for like copies of games to give away, and that was like that Octopus game. I've got the Shmup collection. Actually, I need to sort that out tomorrow. That's gonna get a giveaway, but it's just stuff that I like. But I did notice he had an arcade stick on there with a spinner on there. The only thing is I'm so limited for space. Like, my kids have overtaken the front room. I'm literally in my bedroom. That's why I can only make videos at a certain time. You know, when I say I don't have access to my MiSTer and I end up using MAME footage for the news videos, I just don't have the space, but I do want to get one. Right, okay, what's going on? So, okay, this is Castlevania, so we're not expecting it to work. Let's just try the last version of it, and then I know I've got that out my system. So, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I should just load the BIOS up first. Oh, no, I don't need to know the game, so it kind of, the CD goes in there. But yeah, I really wouldn't mind getting another MiSTer. But I'm like I was saying it before. I think me and you were talking about this before, Philae. I want to see what comes out of the MiSTeX project, because if they're the cheap one, I really only want a second one for Neo Geo games, CPS2 games, and wow, if it can do CPS3, then that would be awesome. That would just be awesome. And then it'll just be when the boys or someone comes around and I'm like, kids, I'm taking over the front room for a bit, which is very rare. We can play some SF, or I can take it out with me when I go visit one of my friends. Yeah, I don't have too many friends nearby, man. I've only got a very few that are within, say, 5 miles. All the rest of them have just kind of moved out, man. They've moved out quite far. And I've got some that I went to school with that are still around, but none of them are gamers, man. Like, one of them's like a true hippie that's into like some right alternative stuff. Whenever I meet him, he starts telling me about some weird shit from the universe and stuff. I should stop putting in PC in, because I know it's going to crash. The music stopped. The music stopped, it means the game stopped. Let me pick a different character here. Okay, yep. I'm not even going to wait any longer. Right, if anyone mentioned another game, all right, yeah, we can try Rayman. I'm pretty sure I've got that on there. So I haven't got all the games on there, but I have got Rayman on there. So let's do Rayman. Let's get that warning for... Here we go. Oh, actually, I need to change region, don't I? Unless, okay, does it? I wonder if you need to change region now. Let's just try it. You usually you did previously, but since the way you kind of get into the BIOS is a bit weird. Was loading the BIOS? Okay, yeah, okay, so we do need to change the region. Oh, that's cool. Right, so let's go USA. And okay, we don't need to save that just yet. So let me load BIOS.bin. Okay, cool. Do you know what? I actually don't even know what version of the BIOS I'm using. I've had so many, and I've renamed them, and I've done this, and I'm like, okay, which one am I using? Right, okay, hopefully Rayman should be dandy. No, okay, definitely not anything in there. No, okay, so let's do the BIOS thing again. Hopefully we're all good. Oh, you know what? I don't think it does. I think it's q.bin files, Philae, that it actually supports. I'm actually really glad that I've got the chat up on screen as well, because sometimes when I edit or I'll cut a bit out of the video, I'll cut a couple of the, like, let's say the intro's too long or something, I cut it out, it gets rid of all the live chat, and I feel the live chat adds to it. And if you remember last time, Philae, I had an interruption. And yeah, so what it is, guys, is like I'll share this with you guys because it's nothing that I'm really, well, it's not anything to be ashamed of or anything. But my mum stays with me a few days a week. She's got dementia. She's an elderly disabled lady, and she stays with me a few days a week. She stays with my brother a few days a week, and my sister, I think, like 1.5 day a week. But what it is, that's why I don't like doing live streams, because she'll randomly bust in and just kind of do something. But I've got my daughter on grandmother duty while the boys are out at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with my wife, and I've just said, look, keep her entertained, and yeah, we're just there. So that was actually quite funny. She just kind of bust in there with some stuff. I'm just gonna call myself Bar because it's taking too long to put my name in. So that's always the danger of live stream. It's almost like living life on the edge. At any moment she can bust in. But now when I do a live stream, I just make sure everything's good. In fact, after this live stream, I've got to buy the kids some games, man. Hey David, how you doing, buddy? No, it's cool, dude. It's all good, Philly. It's nothing. It's just something that we live with. Like, the bottom line is, like, you know, if anyone's got a family member with dementia or anything in the family, it's you know, like, the thing is, she's happy. It's I wouldn't say she's completely bad yet. She remembers stuff from a long time ago. She knows how to get around the local area and stuff. But she's really happy, man. But obviously there's a big responsibility of care there, man. But awesome. David, hey, how you doing? Okay, so here we are with Rayman. Now, I was never really a Rayman man or a Rayman guy. The first one that I really liked, and I think the first one I got into, was on a PS Vita, which the first one on there, Rayman Legends, that I really thought that was good. And on the Vita, there was a certain time we didn't have too many games. So yeah, on the Vita, it was good. I never finished it, but I did play it and I did like it. The Vita was a fantastic console. I kind of wish if right, let's skip this anyway. I kind of wish the Sony released another console. I mean, I've got the ROG Ally, man, and you know what? I feel like you were right? Okay, so Phil, you said to me you got it, you returned it because you prefer the Steam Deck. To be honest, the Steam Deck's better. My memory card slot has gone a bit dodgy on there. I've just ordered another memory card off Amazon to see if that makes a difference in formatting it. So I don't know, there might be a hardware fault. I've been on like the Discord, and yeah, it seems to be an issue with loads and loads of people. But right guys, Rayman is looking good. I have to say, it is a very kind of pretty looking game, isn't it, Rayman? But yeah, so the Steam Deck's definitely better. But you know, I've given the Steam Deck to my 7-year-old kid now, so I'm down a Steam Deck. It is on sale now at 20% off, but hopefully the ROG Ally situation gets resolved, because I do like it. And the advantage for me, at least for the ROG Ally, is if I want to capture MAME footage, I can just do that on the ROG Ally easily. Whereas on the Steam Deck at 800p, and I've got to mess about with the aspect ratio, it's just not as easy for that. And that's the reason, the main reason I kind of got the ROG Ally, because I always had like a Chinese laptop before Steam Deck came out, like the GPD or like a 1X player, one of those devices, just to okay, I can make faces at them. I had one of them just to kind of make content in bed even sometimes when I'm kind of chilling. Right, then, you know, throw stuff or anything. Can he jump up there? Nope. I was hoping he could hang on to that. Right, anyone else in chat want another game? Let me look at chat 1 second. Yeah, no, Steam Deck's awesome, dude. It is wicked. It's just the reason I gave it to my kid. Okay, yeah, can't wait for this to become like a normal thing, like the PlayStation one. So yeah, and Phil, I'm always slacking. My default mode is slack. Oh, let's get a picture taken. Yeah, Steam Deck is awesome. The only one of the reasons I gave it to my kid, obviously he's my kid and he's been good, so I'll give him that. But the other reason was, there's no way I can possibly use 2 handheld PCs. Pardon me. Yeah, do you know what? No, I've got the Elgato. That's what I'm using now, the HD60. But I want to capture stuff raw. Like, for example, if I need some footage of MAME, but honestly, it's just not that good. You want a 1080p kind of thing on there natively, otherwise you kind of have to mess around too much. But oh, kind of forgot that night shift mode. I'm kind of forgetting stuff. So what was it? Ah, yeah, just forgot. No worries, man, David. Whenever I hear slack, I get it, because I I try and deliver the minimal service in anything that I do. Guys, also, anyone want to investigate? Can this core do you know what? Cascoder, let's try a 3D game then. So, right, Rayman, dude, Philly, Rayman is running decently, guys. It's running well. Okay. Okay, right, all right. I'm not familiar with this game. Let's now load another game. So, what do we do? Okay, let's load the game first. It's game first, then BIOS, isn't it? So let's look at 3D games. So we've got the American BIOS. Should we just go to a Panzer Dragoon game? Here we go. So which one is the USA one? Okay, so let's load that. And let's go in and load that BIOS. Awesome. Oh, Shinobi, you know what, Philet? Definitely, because, okay, Shinobi worked for me like a long time ago, and then it would crash, it would hang somewhere during the game, and then when it got updated it stopped working for me. But guys, this seriously, this is still in alpha. It is a proper test core, but man, the results are so random. Like, it is just random. I suck at this game, and there was a time I actually used to play this. I really liked the one on the original Xbox, the Panzer Dragoon. Like, it was a fantastic game, but yeah, I just find the control schemes, the control scheme a little bit difficult. I'm not used to it. Do you remember a time like now, like when we play a game, the controls, there's standard control schemes now, isn't there? They're just standard. And you play one game, you play the next game, it's easy to go from one to another. Whereas around the time of even like the Xbox One and previous to that, all games just had different control schemes. You played one game and then you were learning so many different schemes. So I tried to play Resident Evil 4 when it got released for the Switch. I couldn't deal with that control again. I'm loving the remake though. The remake I'm playing and it works really well. Okay, that hasn't hung on us already, has it? It looks like it has. Okay, so this worked previously, so that kind of sucks. Okay. Cool. Okay, I wonder if okay, is the sequel? Okay, let me have a look. Okay, it do have made some. Yeah, that's the one I'm using, you know, David. I'm using the white one. I'm going to do a video on it separately. Obviously, I can't really do a genuine unboxing or anything, but I'm not really too into them. If it is an unboxing, it is just a quick one. Okay, so that's Saga. It's exactly the same as the other one, apart from its USB-C. All the faults that the other one has. Now, I don't know if any of you have experienced it, but if the battery is low on the 8-bit do, or when you turn it on, you press the button too soon, it just keeps going like that. It keeps just scrolling down like that, like crazy, and then you have to kind of turn off your MiSTer for it to go normal. This one has the same issue, so I'm moving that there myself. It's not causing that. So let's guys, any other games in the comments? Let's have a look. Oh right, okay, we could put on Saga, and I think it is the American version, isn't it? Panzer Dragoon Saga. We'll just have to check, because as we've found out, it is the USA one. This actually worked really well for me on the last time I checked it. So okay, right, weird. Oh no, hold on. Okay. Right, and hopefully that's Panzer Dragoon in there. Let's see if this works. Philip, we'll have to play some ST again, man. Your Zangief is really good. I'm gonna try and, like, when I do a stream, I'm gonna try and put a schedule in wherever possible. But just bear in mind that I might have to cancel it sometimes or delay it. So, oh, hold on, is this the normal Panzer Dragoon? It looks like the same one. Oh, it is just Panzer Dragoon. Okay, so let me try and load. Oh no, sorry, I did load the wrong one, didn't I? Sorry, it's Panzer Dragoon Saga we want. Okay, let's do the BIOS. And yeah, so Philly, definitely, man. Like, you're very good at Super Turbo. Virtua Fighter Remix. Oh, have I got which one's remix? Is that the one with the kids? We'll have a look. I've got Virtua Fighter 1, I've got Virtua Fighter 2, then I've got like the Fighters Megamix and Fighting Vipers. If the game is specifically called Virtua Fighter Remix, I may not have it, because I've kind of obtained the games individually. Okay, so Panzer Dragoon's booted up, that's good. Yeah, no, definitely, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I actually played a little bit of Street Fighter 6 this morning against a friend of mine. Oh, have they got a save there for me? I wonder. I played it this morning after the night shift, man. I got whacked out. I think I won one game out of two sets first to two. But we have one game. Okay, no data. Okay, cool. Let's go back out and do a new game. I imagine there's going to be a big long intro, but this is working. Again, this is a long game. I would not play this until the core got fully released, and the reason for that would be you could be like 20 hours into it and bang, it could just ruin it for you. Oh, remix is one, okay, but with textured polys. Oh, nice one, David. Thanks. I learned so much off you guys, man. I literally don't know a lot about many of the things that I do, but I never sell myself as an expert or anything. You know, I always say that I am just an end user. I have learned some stuff, definitely, but yeah, definitely just an end user doing this stuff and just kind of enjoying myself when I do it. But live streaming, okay, so this is the days before you could press the start button. Is this my real name? Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, so I did actually, yeah, feature this in a video before. Let's see, can we skip the stuff, because you guys might just be watching an FMV here at some time. Cool. All right. Okay. No, that's cool. I've never fully played Virtua Fighter. Like I've dabbled with it. I remember when it came out on the Xbox 360, and it's actually really funny. I've got a few friends that are heavily into it. So one of these friends was he came around to my house, and then there's another friend of ours that plays VF, and he knows I don't play VF. So I said to him, "Let's play it, man. Let's play it on the Xbox 360." But what happened was I had my other friend who was amazing at VF around my house, and he didn't know the guy was around my house. So what I did was I let him play, and when I was beating him, he said to me, "I don't know how you're beating me." And I was like, "Oh, I said, "Dude, I'm just literally pressing buttons and moves are coming out." And he couldn't understand how I was beating him so badly. Okay, I forgot what, here we go. Do I press A here? Oh, the elevator's on security lock. Okay. Right, okay, guys, this is running, but it's not going to make the most entertaining viewing. So let's go with Phil's request of Fighters Megamix, because at least from just a viewing perspective, that will be a little bit better to look at. But yeah, so this guy, I was beating him, and he couldn't understand why, and it was just a friend of mine that was around mashing him up, and I was just like, dude, like I'm literally pressing directions and buttons, and all this stuff is coming out, and you know, he just couldn't understand it. Like, he couldn't understand that I had no idea how to play the game, and randomly I was just pulling out all this stuff. Like, it was just such a funny story. And the funny thing is, this happened like a decade ago. I still haven't told him about it. It's like it never occurred. Or the guy was you know, it was me playing, so maybe I'll tell him one day. Okay, fighting vipers. Okay, so I see the volume still low on some of the stuff there, so that's all good. Okay, so yeah, I can't remember. I remember playing the follow-up to this, in fact, on, oh, we'll go Raxel because it sounds close. It's the closest thing to Pixel, I suppose. Have I got Sukya Jantai? Okay, I don't know, but if I do, we'll try it. Okay, so, right, this, Phil, let me know, or anyone that knows this game, is this running at full speed? It feels full speed to me, but I don't know the game well enough to be able to be able to determine that accurately. But from when this first was being played, all right, he's got a guitar there. Okay, when I first played this game, it was running very slow. I'd say like maybe even down to 20 frames per second. But yeah, next up, Phil, we'll have a look at, I'll go that game beginning with the letter S. Yeah, do you know what? Saturn emulation has never ever been great from what I recall. And it's something that I'd never even bothered trying, only because I used to read up about it, and it was like, oh, there's issues with it, it's not that great. And I was like, oh, I didn't want to try it. But to be honest, I did try something recently. There was a translation of Stellar Assault, and I tried that on RetroArch on one of the cores. I don't know, it begins with a Y, I think. And surprisingly, it worked really well. I had a good time playing it. Oh, wicked. Nice one. A 3D vertical shoot 'em up. Okay, that sounds good. Let's do one more kind of round. And then definitely want to check out Fighters Megamix, but I don't think the Daytona car is locked from the beginning. Okay, hey, Silent Shadow. Okay, cool. Yeah, does look, yeah, it does look a little bit off, but at least, especially when they're, yeah, the characters, like the lines on them, you can kind of see it. But sometimes I always wonder, is it because these aren't designed for these kind of displays? But you know, that's just me. It does feel like it's slowing down a little bit compared to the last one, but again, that could just be me on night shift mode. And I think at this moment in time, I'm only using 40% of what my usual 100% brain power is, which to be honest, isn't that super high. Okay, so after this one, we'll try that game you've asked for, Philly, beginning with the letter S that I can't pronounce unless I'm reading it slowly. Oh, wow. It looks like I know what I'm doing. I really don't. Yeah, it's laying down, isn't it? I thought so. So we got it looked like the first battle was okay, but the second battle has kind of slowed down. But okay, cool. Let's go for the game that Phil will say. Let's have a look. I'll take it. Let's go to Japanese and let's go down to S. Oh, well, we'll do thingy. What was that? Was that the one that you asked? Let me have a look. Does that match? Does that match? That is the one. Okay, it's 2 words. Awesome. I'm glad I've got that. I must have looked at the cover and thought that looks interesting. So good stuff. So guys, if anyone wants to get this Saturn Core up and working, you need the unstable version of MiSTer. Now it's possible this will get integrated into update also. You can run it on the normal MiSTer, but for now you need the unstable version of MiSTer. And in order to run it, you kind of, at least for me, you need to boot into the BIOS every single time. Thuck-yo. Wicked Philly. Thuck-yo rentai. Okay, that's funny. My boss at work actually comes onto the stream sometimes. He was making me laugh. He says, when I laugh, I sound like Muttley out of Wacky Races. And after he said that, I realized, I don't even know. I never used to laugh like that. It just, I don't know how I picked it up or what happened, but my laugh evolved into Muttley from Wacky Races. Okay, so we're looking good so far. Like, I don't want to jinx it or anything. Or have I jinxed it? Okay, no. We're making progress. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. This is kind of looking right. Feels a bit dark to me, but maybe that's just how the game is. Wow, okay. Like it feels good. It feels responsive. It feels like a very good shmup. I don't know if anyone's seen that they just released like a Raystorm chronology for the Switch, which was actually quite decent. Yeah, it's a decent bunch of games, and they've got like the HD versions in there as well. I did actually cover it on release day on the channel, again, just with my shmup fascination. And to be honest, a lot of the shmup stuff doesn't get massive views, but I'm kind of stubborn. I know there's certain things that I do, even for MiSTer and Analog Pocket, and I don't expect it to get views, but because I like it and I like the content and I want to get it on the channel, I just do it regardless. Like sometimes I'll spend 5 times the amount of time on a video knowing that it's not going to get the views. But I think, okay, you never know, maybe just in case. And then I do a video, like a very low effort one, saying, hey guys, this has happened, and all of a sudden it just blows up. And that video took me like no more from beginning to end, editing, uploading, thumbnail design, like didn't take me more than 30 minutes, and it just does really well. So it's quite funny what gets views. So there's one thing I've learned in YouTube, there's a certain direction you can take to really get your views up, but then yeah, it just kind of makes you into a little bit of a sucky person. So I like, you know, I don't want to be a complete sucky person. Obviously doing YouTube to some extent you will be, or you'll do some stuff that might be a little bit sucky. I got sucky in my head because Philly has told me the title of this game now. I keep using that word, but not suck and then key, like sucky as in you suck, sucky. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Philly, this game feels decent, man. Controls are good. The speed is just perfect. The speed for this is perfect. Shame there's no sound, but at least to me it looks like it's running well. Okay, use the radar homing feature, right? Okay, yeah, it's not looking too bad. Wicked. Do you know what? 2052 is 29 years from now, but we had movies when we were young. Do you remember, like in the 80s and I think they were released in the 70s, but I only remember them from the 80s when I was watching movies. But 2001 and 2010, A Space Odyssey and all of that stuff. I mean, the thing that I'm really missing is in Back to the Future 2. I can't remember what year that was set in, but I'm missing the pizza that you kind of get and grows and the hoverboard and all that stuff. Mind you, I'm not really too much into all that hoverboarding stuff because, yeah, okay, let's try another game. Let's go Shinobi now because all the people, at least in London, that you see on skateboards and those hoverboards, yeah, they're just really annoying, to say the very least. Okay, so we've got 2 versions. Okay, so let's do Shinobi Legions, and then we'll do this one here, the 60 Hertz SAC, which I wonder, what is that? Is that, okay, I'm guessing that's that's Japanese. Right, okay, so let's, oh, no, I had the Japanese, but I need to change the region, don't I? Let's change the region to USA. Okay. Let's see if that actually picks it up now, or would I have to have changed the region sooner? Oh, is that 2015? Shit, thanks for that, dude. Wow. But we didn't get all the stuff that happened there, you know, the clothing that you got that was small. I need to watch that movie again. That's good. That's a movie. My wife had never seen the Back to the Future movies, and that's something that she watched with my daughter, and they really liked it. Yes, I'm sure I've got Batsugan Filet. We can definitely get on that after. Just if I forget in between there, just put it in the message again, yeah, because like I said, I'm night shift yesterday. I am running on fumes. So okay, what's going on here? Shinobi. All right, let me try it again, because I did have the region wrong initially. So let's load that up, and let's load the BIOS again. I really hope this works, because I kind of like this Shinobi game. Like, I'm a big Shinobi fan. In fact, I need to work on a video of kind of Shinobi and Shadow Dancer, because yeah, I love Shinobi in the arcade, and Shadow Dancer, just wow, just man, that game just blew me away when I saw that. And I kind of want to talk about it too. Obviously, Shinobi's out for FPGA, whereas Shadow Dancer isn't, and I really hope we get Shadow Dancer one day soon. Okay, I don't know if this is, we'll try it on USA first, and then I'll change it over to Japanese. Load. Hopefully it'll work. I really would. This is a game I would like to play. Silhouette Mirage. Okay, cool. No worries. Do you know what? I should actually write all these down. But you might have to remind me again, and guys, if I'm forgetting stuff in there, just remind me in chat, you know, when I'm taking off a game. I think there's about a 10-second lag in between what you see on stream, and but I don't think there's a lag in the chat, or at least the lag's less from when I'm seeing it. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so let's change that to Japanese. Just to, I don't know what region that is, the 60 hertz patch. So let's, okay, so that's cool. So right, let's load that again, and hopefully it'll boot. I really do. Like, I just like the Shinobi games, guys. Actually, in the comments, I'm interested, like, for the people that like Shadow Dancer, this is an argument that okay, so we did have the correct region last time, right? Okay, right, let's go. Was it Batsugan? Yeah, Batsugan and Silhouette Mirage. Okay, so we'll do Batsugan first. Yeah, so anyone that likes Shadow Dancer, did you prefer the arcade version or the Mega Drive version? Because the argument I always have with a couple of my friends, in fact, is they preferred the Mega Drive version. I've always preferred the arcade version, but they make a valid point. They said the arcade one was a coin guzzler, where the Mega Drive one was definitely something that was more playable. So they did make a good point there. There's non-arcade ports, Saturn games. Do you know, I don't really know too much about the Saturn stuff, but if you guys talk about it in chat, I'm kind of quite happy to kind of go through it, so we can test them out. You know what? I've got a notepad here, so I'm going to start writing some names down. So we've got Batsugan. The other was Silhouette House. Hopefully I've got Silhouette House. It rings a bell. I think I have got it. So yep, I've got my post-it out, courtesy of a different company at my work, with a guy from the post room. Whenever he comes, he gives me lots and lots of stationaries. Cool. Yeah, yeah, wicked. Yeah, I like the arcade version as well, man. I have played it on the Mega Drive. I haven't completed it on the Mega Drive. I've got one of the friends that says it, like, he is wickedly good. In fact, I need to have a chat with him. Darren, if you're watching, buddy, I might get him to do like playthroughs of like some Mega Drive games, like Shadow Dancer, and just kind of talk through what he yeah, just talk through, like, he knows every pattern, everything in there. He can get through without getting touched, to be honest. So it will be, yeah, we can do OutRun after as well. Let me write that down. OutRun. Okay. Yes, I just want to, hold on. Yeah, no, Dreadnought, the Mega Drive version, I'm not saying it's bad. The Mega Drive version is fantastic. So this is quite interesting. I always like the fact that right, so we've got issues with sound on here, but it looks that this game looks decent. Now I do like the fact that when you hold down fire, you've got it like that, and if you tap it, it kind of branches out, which is definitely interesting. But yeah, sorry, yeah, going back to Shadow Dancer, yeah, so my friend's really good. I kind of want to get him to do a playthrough and hopefully some commentary over it. Yeah, if it'll be a good video, I think, to put on the channel. And hopefully he's up for it. He has been on the channel before. He's been on like the phone in. A friend of mine, Darren, he called in, so I will get him on the channel again because he's very good at the old games. The thing is, he's not into MiSTer and he's not into PC stuff. We used to tell him, get Fightcade, come and play us on the old Street Fighter, but he'll buy the latest collection on the PlayStation and play that. He's got all his old consoles, so fair due, and he's got like a retro, the retro Tink X5, so he's obviously upscaling them to all his new things, so respect on that. But yeah, I'm really trying to, you know, telling him, look, get the MiSTer, it's just awesome, guys. This actually feels decent, bar the sound, yeah, this is working well. In fact, you know what, I've got another video, it will release at some point, which is the Batsugun collection for the Nintendo Switch, which it's actually very good. There's the latency, if there's any, is just, it's minimal. It feels really good. To be honest, doesn't, yeah, I don't know, I'd say, yeah, there's maybe a tiny little bit there, but not enough to affect the game. Space Harrier, okay, let me, you know what, let me leave the lid off the pen. That's cool, and I'm gonna cross stuff out. I'm getting more organized, guys. That's really good. Oh, wicked, yeah, man. Like the, oh, sorry, I was reading there. Yeah, man, that's really good. I don't really have any old hardware. All I got is I bought a PlayStation recently, which was all hacked up and everything. Sorry, a PlayStation 2. But as far as hardware goes, I've only got handheld hardware. I don't really have any hardware. Maybe after like the Wii generation, I've got some. Right, what's next on the list? Okay, so let's look at Silhouette House. Right, and hopefully I have got it. I forget you can just press a button. Oh, here we go. I have got it. Wow, Philly, I've got a lot of games that you want to see, so that's decent. I'm glad that the selection I picked, I've got stuff there. Yeah, the retro thing, it sounds awesome, man. I just, like I said, yeah, I don't have the space for the stuff, man. Maybe when my kids get older and they get their own places and whatever, I can overtake their room, because my daughter's room used to be my gaming room. I had a separate room for gaming. That kind of became her room. So yeah, I don't have a room for gaming. I'm a bedroom gamer. That's why I like handheld gaming. I can take it anywhere. No worries, Philly. Hey guys, if any of you guys are on Fightcade, like, I like playing you guys. Like, Philly was kind enough to entertain and school me in Super Turbo. So if you guys want to play, then we can play. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember I checked this before. One thing I like about the Saturn and just a lot of Japanese games in general, man, like we never got them here, and some of them are so weird. In fact, I've filmed footage for a game on the PC Engine. It's called like Gekido Boy or something. I think you shoot Operation Wolf style without a gun. You're doing it with a controller, so you've got your target, but you've got a camera and you've got to take pictures of stuff. So someone will be rollerblading, and when they fall, you try and catch them when they fall. Then there'll be a plane. When the plane crashes and combusts, you try and catch that. And it's actually quite difficult, but it's nice to see some of those wacky games out there, because if a lot of you guys like myself were around in, like, I would say 80s, but it wasn't until the 90s that I was kind of allowed out by myself and everything. So you know, 80s is sorry, 90s when I was out, and it was so, I mean, you don't get that experience now, and kids this day won't experience it. Everything's online. But you'd go into a shop and trade was flourishing. I think this might have crashed now. And you'd go into an import shop and there were so many games and you had no idea what it was, and they just looked so damn good, man. Wicked. Nice. Okay, decent. All right, what's next? So let me cross this out. Right, OutRun was next, so let's do OutRun. OutRun's probably USA. Let's have a look at the regions. So, oh, okay, let me go back out. I don't know what happened. No, what's going on there? Okay, unmounting. Right, that's just weird. Why isn't? Oh, you know what? Because maybe I don't have a game with O. It might be Sega Ages OutRun actually. That's why it's not doing it. Is that? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that is Japanese. And what region were we on? We're on the region of Japan. So we're good. Let's go OutRun or Sega Ages OutRun. Okay, so I've got two versions of it. Let's go with the top one first. Right, yeah, so it was so nice to go around in the 90s and you'd go into a shop and it just have so many import games and your imagination was just crazy thinking what games what. That's one thing, that's one of the reasons I love the PC Engine, and for me, like my favorite console, I'm torn between the Super Nintendo, Terra Cresta 3D. I don't think I've got that, but let me write that down. So the reason that I'm torn between the PC Engine and the SNES is because when I had the PC Engine, it was such a novelty buying games. I had no idea. Like I found a lot of games like randomly, like Sun 2 was one of them, Bloody Wolf, PC Kid. I know people call it Bonks, but we knew it as PC Kid. You'd find a whole bunch of games, and sometimes I'd buy a game and it'll be like about a reporter or something, and it just wouldn't. I just wouldn't get it. Cool. Okay, cool. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so no. Okay, if we do get a sound, where is that? Here we go. One of the best gaming soundtracks ever, but we don't have no sound. So does anyone want to all right, I'll stop. But yeah, this is an awesome, and this is actually a good version of the game. It's good that we've got it on our MiSTers. I don't know if Hotego's finished with that, or if there's still stuff that he needs to do with OutRun. Either way, I've kind of enjoyed it. My experience has been alright. I know on some displays it's not as good. Guys, does anyone actually remember the OutRun advert for drinking and driving, where they had like the OutRun car and then it smashed? And it was, I think it was on MTV, an MTV advert, and it was like, in real life you don't get another quarter. Like, what a brilliant advert. I seeked it out. I need to change my gear to high. Where's the gear button? Here we go. See, this is where you don't have the sound effects. It makes it a little bit difficult. And guys, one of the best racing games ever. Actually, I had it on my Steam Deck and I put it on my ROG Ally, and it's my go-to racing games when I just want to chill and play, and that's OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast. The game's just it's awesome. Like, it's one of the best races ever made. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, love playing it. I just wish you could play it online again, you know, but without jumping around hoops or anything like that. Okay, yeah, OutRun does look good. Hopefully sound will start coming in. So let me cross that out and let's try Space Harrier next, which I imagine might be a Sega Ages one as well. So let's have a look at that. Hopefully I've got Space Harrier. I know if I saw that on a list, I wouldn't pass it by, but it's quite possible I don't have it because, yeah, I haven't got Space Harrier. Sorry, whoever requested Space Harrier, I do not have that, which is a shame because, all right, that's on my list to get. Let me put a little star next to the ones I need to get for next time. Terra Cresta, I don't think I've got that because the first I'm hearing of it, yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it. Guys, any other games on there? So let me put a star next to Terra Cresta 3D as well. Okay, right. Yeah, okay, Stardust. Is that a game? Have I got Stardust? There is a game called Stardust, isn't it? Is it? Super puzzle. Okay. Do you know what? Let's actually try. These haven't worked for me. Alpha 3 worked last time. It booted. Alpha's a jump. No, okay, Alpha. So we want 0. So, here we go. Let's do Alpha 3 worked for me last time. Alpha 2 didn't. So let's go here. And oops, you know. Okay, right. Let's do so Alpha 2. Let's do the bus. I don't know if anyone else ever gets confused between the B and A button. So you're okay. Yeah, we can do Clockwork Knight. Let's get that Hyper Duel. No probs. Right, writing all this down, guys. Hyper Duel, because like literally my memory's like a sea of Clockwork. Okay, yep, Chase HQ. That's one I wanted to do as well. So let's have a look. Right, let's try. I want to try a versus game because the CPS2 stuff wasn't working for me previously. Like, I got Alpha 3 to work, and while I was playing it, it broke really slow. Like, usually it would crash here. Okay, that's quite decent. Usually it would crash during the Capcom logo. Oh, have I gone a little bit further? And it's crashed a little bit further. Okay, bulk slash. I'm sure I've got that as well. you know what, I should have wrote slowly on here, but I'm trying to write fast, so I'm writing big. I've nearly used up this whole post-it. Let me use the side I haven't. Okay, try rush depi. Right, let me write that down as well. Okay. Right, so what's next on the list? Okay, so let's do Hyperduel. Hyperduel. Let's check it out. Wonder if it's Japanese or look. Hyperduel. Oh, cool. It's Japan, and we are on the Japanese region, so we're good. I really hope this BIOS thing gets resolved. This it's a little bit tedious doing it. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you're playing the game because you're not swapping games as frequently as I am, say, on this live stream. So, but at least for the live stream, going onto it every time, it's gonna kind of get built into my memory, and that's how I'm gonna be loading games every time. Right, world of technology, techno stuff. Okay, what was this Hyperduel? Was it like a sports game? I can't remember. Was it like a... I'm gonna have to smash some buttons here. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, let's go Saturn mode. Actually, no, maybe I should have gone arcade mode. But never mind. Right. What one's this? I'm trying to think what one it is. There was one where you're like a transforming kind of robot thing that flies around. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a shmup. Oh, you did mention this. Awesome. And the sound is gone. So definitely, there's definitely issues with the sound on this. Definitely an improvement. There's less kind of fuzzy sound now. I remember like Adventure Taco, big shout out to you, buddy. Hopefully you drop in at some point. But he pointed out like one of the options that you turn off and turn off or turn on, and it kind of gets rid of that hissing sound. That worked really, really well, actually. I didn't actually mess about with it this time around. I wonder if it's actually saved as part of my Sega Saturn settings. Okay, yeah, this game's decent, man. I like it. Oh, by the way, guys, if you want to make your own shmup, I've got a competition running on a video. All you need to do, you need to comment what your favorite shmup is, and you can win a copy of Shmup Creator for Steam, and you can make shmups on there. And there's a lot of decent games that the community have made. It obviously will take some time, but there's no coding required. It's like drag and drop. So it's the last day of the competition today. It was running a week long. It will finish at 2 p.m. tomorrow, where I'm going to kind of put everyone's names in the hats. There's quite a few entrants. I'll probably say there's about maybe 30 entrants already. But if you do want to win that, you know, it's not too late. You can just literally go on there, say what your favorite game is, and I'm going to pick one out of a hat randomly, because there's a lot of games I like. It's too difficult for me to decide which one I would kind of go for. So what I'll do is I'll put it all in a hat, and I'll pick one name out. So you can win yourself a copy of Steam Shmup Creator. If you do want to check it out, just put in Shmup Creator in Steam. You'll see it. Full price is $55. I don't know if it goes on sale. I haven't checked it on SteamDB, but it's actually quite decent. In about 30 seconds, I made Blanca running around shooting the PCN logo in that. But there's a lot of good stuff. They've got a good community as well. Like, I went on the Discord, and there's a lot of good guys on there. The developer's really cool, and there's a lot of guys that make games on there, and they're very, very helpful. Like, super helpful, man. I kind of felt bad because I got the thing for the game. They gave me a game for free because I said to them, look, I want to cover it on a video. So what I do sometimes is I do go on places like Twitter, and if I like something, I just say, look, I like this, I'm interested in making a video. Do you have a promo or a demo? And often people are generous. They give me the game, and I try and cover it as best as I can. I try and only do stuff that I know I'm going to like, because I don't want to, you know, ask someone for something and then just kind of cuss it. I'd rather say nothing than say something negative in most cases. But yeah, I just didn't have the time to spend on it. I was kind of hoping to make something like this. In the end, I just made my Blanca running around shooting my logo, which sounds better when I'm saying it, but it really wasn't that great. But yeah, it would have required a lot of time for me to make something decent, to be honest, which is time I didn't really have. But if you have got time and you want to enter that comp, enter it. It might be something you guys can get into. Oh, and by the way, if you can publish the games on itch.io and Steam royalty free, so that's something very, very decent. Okay, let's look at the next game on the list. But this game's a lot of fun, dude. I do like it. Hyperduel, awesome. Right, I'm gonna crash out here. Let's check the next game. Let's have a quick look at chat. Okay. Oh, this is called Hyperduel. Okay, nice one. Answer there. Right. So what's next on the list? Okay, Clockwork Knight. I know that's the American version I've got. So let's go change the region. Then we'll go. Here we go. So was it Clockwork Knight? Okay, we'll go through both of them. So we go part 1 first. Now, I remember this game coming out for the Saturn, and I specifically remember this being showcased in like magazines and stuff, and the graphics were cutting edge at the time. The graphics, they just looked really good. I remember looking at this and thinking like, wow, like this looks really good. I'm not sure if this is something I'd play now, because I think in order for me to enjoy something like this, that nostalgia would have to be attached to it. But because I didn't play this game originally, I only ever saw it in magazines, and at the time it was like being showcased as, look, these are the kind of next graphics where you've got a 2D game, or you know, you move around like you're doing a 2D game, but it's like 3D games. I guess a lot of the modern games we've got now, it's kind of 3D assets on 2D. The biggest example I can think of that recently is Bloodstained, which I'm a fan of that game. Okay, the sound might be getting a little bit loud. If it's too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down and kind of put it back up. But yeah, this is Clockwork Knight. The sound seems sound. Okay, right. Definitely an interesting game. Like, I have to say, this is... Ah, I think it's attacking me. Okay, we laugh. Wow. Yeah, so you remember in the day when the 3D stuff started, you're looking at this and you're like literally like, wow, this just looks amazing. Oh, is that invincibility? That's like the Sonic style one. Actually, I need to kind of look at some ROM hacks as well. I have checked a few out, but I need to get on them again. I really like doing. I really like the Castlevania ones that come out. Like there's a lot of stuff for Dawn of Sorrow that's getting stuff recently, which for me, Dawn of Sorrow is one of my favorite Castlevania games. It's definitely Area and Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow, two of my favorite. I'd even go as far as to say I prefer them over Symphony of the Night. I love Symphony of the Night, but the Sorrow games are the ones that I really do like. But yeah, this is running nice. It's weird. The first button A is jump in this one. Oh, that's another thing I like about an 8-bit controller. I'm using a, controller based on a Saturn controller. So I guess it would have felt more authentic. Given my lack of experience with a Saturn, I don't get that feeling, The only time I actually owned the Saturn was when I had a video game shop and someone traded it in and I brought it home because I never had a Saturn. And then I put it back in the shop and sold it. Kind of wish I kept a lot of the stuff. Some crazy stories about that shop, man. I bought a business that went out of business. Right, okay, let's go down because I'm doing that big jump down. Right, let's check the next part because I'm not going to work this out. Right, let's do this. So Clockwork Knight, I imagine that's USA as well. Let's just make sure. Definitely has to be. Yep, okay. Yeah, so when I had my game shop, this is at a time where retro was worthless. Yeah, I feel like the game did look great. So retro was worthless. We were paying pennies for it, and we were getting a lot of valuable stuff in. And at the time, it wasn't valuable, and I ended up selling it for peanuts when I sold the shop. But I remember there was a business that went bust, and like my business partner's like brother knew someone whose business went bust, and they had a whole bunch of games and stuff, but it had videos as well. Now, it was very cheap, but I couldn't pick and choose. It was either I buy everything or I buy nothing. So I ended up buying lots and lots of stuff that I didn't even need. But I ended up selling the stuff I didn't need to like what you guys would call in America a dollar store. We had like a pound store over here. But there were like, I think 2 sealed copies of Mario 64 in there, man. And the sealed copies of Smash Brothers as well. I ended up selling them on eBay. And even at that time, they fetched like a couple of hundred. And I paid like $1,000 or $2,000 for that. Okay, you also got Shinri, maybe I think I have, and yeah, that game's mad, brother. I definitely like that game. Let me write that down. Shinri. Okay. M Sensei Music. I don't think it supports CHDs. It didn't work for me. It worked. It's only like bin and Q files that are working for me, at least anyway. Maybe it's changed, but with the set I've got, they're bin and Q files. Ori, hey buddy, how you doing? Wicked, man. Yeah, 80s teenager. I was a teenager actually in 1990. I would have been. I'm born in 77. I feel like I'm giving away too much. Yeah, we can try Resident Evil. Let me write that down. Yeah, 80s and 90s were awesome, man. Yeah, OutRun is awesome. We've already covered that, so maybe check that out later. Okay, so where are we? Okay, we're on Okay, bonus galore. Let's run this. Sorry guys, I know there's pauses in between, but I'm reading the chat and actually taking notes. So if games are requested in there, I can actually bring them out. Yeah, hopefully so, bud. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on MiSTer, man. Like, I bought the MiSTer, and I've said it many times. If you guys are regulars on the channel, I bought it primarily for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I thought, well, I'm getting this. It's got HDMI, it's got an analog output, and for me, Super Turbo was perfect. It's the only time in my whole life I've played ST where it felt exactly like the arcade. There were no differences, there was no lag. It just felt good. And I bought it, and the price of it was pretty much the same as board A and board B of a CPS2 kit. But then I'd need, you know, I'd need to get the a stick for it. I need to get all other bits. And in the end, I thought, let me buy this, and I've got the value just by having an arcade perfect version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And then everything else came. It just kind of, it turned me into a kid again. I didn't even buy the latest generation of consoles yet. I haven't done it. I'm turning my kids into PC gamers. Street Fighter 2 the movie. Okay, I don't think I have that on there. I didn't even know that was out, you know, Philly, for this. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, so I really like the MiSTer, man, and I know a lot of people have a hate towards the analog pocket. I really like the analog pocket, and until, like, let's say an open source FPGA device comes out, a handheld open source one comes out, the analog pocket is the best way to play retro games on a handheld. There is no better way of doing it. I know a lot of the stuff proprietary, like their dock and OpenFPGA isn't quite fully OpenFPGA, but we've got a lot of good stuff on there, guys, and I can't recommend that little machine enough. Am I just kicking that egg along, or can I do something to it? Oh, okay, that's actually quite, I didn't realize. So A is jump and C is jump. That's actually a good design choice. I didn't check that on number one, but do I just need to take that egg along or something? All right, let's leave the egg alone. Okay, I remember playing this. This is where they like to show off. Wow, look at that. Look how we turn. Like, look at the 3D-ness. And at the time these games were coming out, this was like big stuff. I remember, like, you know, being a kid, whenever you heard speech in a game, it was like the most amazing thing. You know, it would just be something stupid, like one word or a couple of words, and it was like, wow, man, this game's got speech in it. It just sounds so damn good. Yeah, I can see at the time when the Saturn came out, like, I would have liked this game and played it. It was like a friend of mine, like, his favorite stuff was always platformers, you know, whatever. He was a big Nintendo guy, and he always had the pirate devices, so we always played stuff with him. His parents were really rich when we were growing up. His dad owned like a few clubs. The guy just had a lot of money, and what he'd do was he'd buy a SNES, then back then he'd find out somehow you could buy this disc drive that goes on top and lets you play every game, and that's where we used to play a lot of games, and that's where I found a lot of games like the Pokey and Rocky games that I may not have necessarily bought. And he kind of done the same thing for the Nintendo 64, so we'd get stuff there. He was like, you know, he's the first guy to kind of clock Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie. It's like, yeah, you got to see this. Then he was excited when it was Banjo-Tooie. This is the same guy that when there was a new game in the arcade, he'd come on his cycle, like literally like pelting down my house like it was some kind of like emergency. And I remember, like, one of the games which is hopefully coming out to MiSTer soon, courtesy of a Track 17 and Darren O, and that was Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. And he comes to my house and goes, oh, you got to see this game, you're like ninjas and you're cavemans, and like literally, like, he used to drag me out of my house to go and look at this game. And he done that with a few games, and to be honest, I'm not complaining, I absolutely loved it. And yeah, I remember seeing Joe and Mac and various other games, and you know, that's how it used to be when you found a new game, because arcade machines were everywhere. Convenience stores, video shops, swimming pools, bowling alleys, airports, cab stations. When you found an arcade machine, you would tell your friend and you'd go and have a look at 7-Elevens. I still remember, I've got an old video of Rastan on there. And Rastan always gets me a bit emotional because my friend that kind of introduced me to Rastan, I knew him from the age of 1, like our mothers were friends, but the guy's just got a major substance problem, man. Like, he won't even meet up with me because I'm teetotal. I literally don't do anything now. I went clean like over a decade ago now. And he still does it, you know. We're in our mid-40s and he just won't meet me because he's high all the time, and it's just sad, man. I grew up with a guy, and yeah, he kind of showed me Rastan. Okay, I think I found the secret here, but completely by accident. Right, anyway, let's check the next game. Yeah, do you know what updates? I'm going to read some of the comments as well. Sorry, I had Yeah, oh, definitely, definitely. They all have their place. I am always taking, I'm always taking the pocket out with me, man. I absolutely love it. Let me load another game and we'll let it run. I'm going to just go through the comments as well. So, oh, what was the next game? We had a list, didn't we? Okay, so we done, oh, Clockwork Knight. Okay, so now next up is Chase HQ, which I'm guessing is Japanese. So let's take a chance on that. Let's change that to Japanese. Oh, and we're on the, oh, it's got to be Sega Ages, isn't it? I have to remember that. Sega Ages. Oh, where am I going blind? No. Where is okay, where is Chase HQ? I've definitely got it on here. What's it called? Oh, is it called Special Criminal Investigation? And I can't remember. Let's have a look. Okay, guys, you can see the games here at least. So if there's anything on this list you guys want to check, we can check that. Oh, is it coming up? No. Oh, okay, Tato Chase HQ. Here we go. Oh, and did I actually check to see? Oh, it's Japan. Okay, that's cool. So let's now load the BIOS. Okay, let's have a look while that boots up. Okay, we're not doing Amiga today, man, but Project X. So let's that's something else I've missed in chat, but I see that name there. But yeah, so going, yeah, Chase HQ, we've got it. No, nice one, man, Tato. I did eventually find it. Thank you very much, Pixel Horizon. Yeah, I do really like the Analog Pocket because, yeah, it is just, I mean, when you're playing stuff like Castlevania, so I've got a number of modded Game Boys. Like I said, I love my handheld gaming, and when I'm playing Castlevania on there, I can feel a little bit of latency on if I've got R-Type, we can check R-Type, no problem. So there's a number, hold on. Oops, again lost my trail of thought, man. I hate this. Okay, so let's go Chase HQ. Oh yeah, sorry, that's it. So on the Analog Pocket, when I'm playing Castlevania, when I'm jumping and attacking, it feels so much more responsive. Definitely, okay, the only 30 FPS Pixel Horizon. Right, I used to like Chase HQ in the arcade. So yeah, sorry, going back to the Analog Pocket, it just feels so responsive when I'm playing stuff like Castlevania on there. Guys, you know what? I really like Chase HQ. Special Criminal Investigation is the game that I really like. Like, I smashed that game. Is there a high? Oh, there is a high-low in here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I really like Special Criminal Investigation. And that was another game, like a friend of mine was like, you got to see it was in a bowling alley located. The bowling alley's still there, actually. And yeah, even my kids have been there to play like air hockey. But Rowan's in Finsbury Park, and they used to have Special Criminal Investigation there. And guys, that game was just... yeah, it was a banging game, man. Like, so good. Just to have like that gun as well, and then you get the airdrop from the helicopter with a bazooka. In fact, you know what? Let's yeah, we'll check that out as well because it's part of this package. But you can see a lot of graphical glitches up there. That's a bit off-putting. So let's see if we can. Okay, we probably. Let me just boot. Can we do a reset? Is it gonna just boot up the game again? Hopefully it will. Yeah, I really like Special Criminal Investigation. I really liked it in the arcade, and I think I tried playing it on emulation, but it just doesn't convert that well over to like a D-pad for controls. You know, that's something where, yeah, a steering wheel I feel is a must. But let's see how it is on the Sega Saturn. One thing since doing the channel, man, I've changed all my words to American. Over here we called it Sega. I end up calling it Sega, and one of my friends gets proper wound up because I always say beta instead of beta. Over here in the UK we say beta, but I don't know, it's just like a natural evolution. It's just changed. It's not like I'm trying to say it different, it just became different. Yeah, this was so good, man. So good in the arcade. Like, just loved it. Loved it at the end of the level where you kind of you caught the guys, you know. And I wonder what the shoot button is. Oh, so there's artifact issues here. Oh no, sorry, that's the. There was a okay, so that's a turbo button. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit awkward controls. You kind of got like, so I've got my thumb on A, but to fire, it's X. So you've kind of got to move your, okay, yeah. I can't wait for this call to get done. This will be a good way to play it. I mean, to be honest, this works alright on a D-pad because it's designed for a D-pad. When you're trying to play the main version, which is on a steering wheel, at least the last time I tried it, it may have improved by now. It was a long time ago I tried that. Yeah, but this game, man, it's wicked. Oh, that's the car I'm supposed to be getting. Wicked. Okay, even with all its flaws, it's looking good. The sound's sounding good on this. I remember the fire button. You just kind of hold it down. We should be getting that helicopter that gives us the bazooka. I can't remember if it was like 3 shots on that. So let's use our turbo on here and. Do you know what I really think? Oh, here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Did I catch him? Oh, I caught him. Okay, cool. That was easier than expected. See, I used to love these graphics in the arcade. When you saw this was just amazing. Like it looked like something out of a comic book. But awesome. Okay, what's next now? Bulk slash. Bulk slash is next. So let's do that. I'm gonna guess that's Japanese, but let's have a look. Okay, bulk slash. Yeah, it's Japanese. Okay, there's an English translation. Let's try the English translation first. If it doesn't work, we'll try the original, because some of the translations, funnily enough, do work on here. Some of them don't work, but I guess we won't know until we actually try it. Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm seeing there's quite a few people on. Yeah, welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you guys being here. If you want any games tested, just whack them out in chat. I've got a sticky note next to me, a little post-it pad, and I'll write it down. And if I have it on here, I've got like 112 games on here or something. So I've got a number of games on there, and I do intend to increase them. In fact, I think I'm using SD cards on there, but I've gathered up a number of SD cards. I think I might actually just make like one just for like the Saturn and put like you know, the whole set on there if it can fit on 0.5 terabyte. Yeah, Nancy's the operator, isn't she? Oh, wicked. Wicked. You know what, Dreadnought? That's probably the star comment so far. Awesome. Let me, in fact, oh, no, actually, let me. Okay, so it looks like that's froze. I had to go in and actually type there while that froze. Right, so let's try the vanilla version, and hopefully I have a feeling this worked. I feel like I've tried this game and it's worked before. So let's do this. And guys, I'm sorry if you hear like my creaking chair, because I'm kind of moving around. I've got my laptop, my main one that I work on. I've got a second screen. And then I've got like a monitor, which is a little bit higher. TV used to be there, but the TV had like a few too many frames of lag. And then a friend of mine gave me this Asus monitor. It's only 1080p, but it's got like 1 millisecond of lag, and it really does feel a lot better. Okay, so bulk slash, I think this is the game, the kind of flying transformery game. This worked for me last time, but then it crashed. But I have to say, like, this game was damn cool, man. Damn cool. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, it looked really cool. And I have to say, for the Saturn, before we got like dual analog controls, a lot of the games that I played, you know, they're on a D-pad, but to kind of turn your character that you would do with the right analog stick, you just use the L and R buttons, and that worked quite well. I can get my head around it. Wicked, nice one, Rainer. How you doing, bro? You all right? Oh, is that okay? So, but this is a Japanese game. Even the translation would be a Japanese one. That there just looks wicked. I used that on the previous thumbnail. In fact, sorry, Renike, if you're talking about me running the translation, even though that was a translation, it was okay. So let's do it. Okay, it was a yeah. It will still be Japanese. It won't change the region as far as I know. So anytime I got a translation, it will still be a Japanese one. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's hung again, and that's what it done last time. I felt last time I got a little bit more out of here, but okay, cool. What's next? Right. So bulk slash we have done. Right. Okay. So what's that? Okay. My writing's so bad. You know what's really bad sometimes when you write your own writing and you can't read it. So the next game is. Let's have a look at it. Let's go to T. Okay, that, I think it was Phil that asked that Tri-Rush Dreary, whatever. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. That's not there. Moving on to the next one. We got that Samurai kind of game. Let's have a look at that. Kind of wrote a little bit of it, but I'm sure I've got no. Okay. No, okay, I'm getting that confused with something else. Right, I haven't got that game either. Okay, let's do Resident Evil and hopefully R-Type. Yeah, to be honest, you know, Ori, I've actually seen them on DigiKeys, and they come into stock and it says ready to dispatch. So you just need to keep an eye out. Maybe turn on notifications, because I think I've still got my notifications on from when I right, so that's USA. Let's change the region. I've still got my notifications on from when I was buying one like a year ago. So when they come back in stock, I get a notification. I have actually posted them on a community post sometimes, but it's worth turning on the notifications for to get notification when DE10 nanos come back in stock, and you do get them. If not, you can get them off Terrasic, where you pay a little bit more postage, but it does come quick. I've heard people get it as quick as like 5 days, so 5 days, working days, within a week. So yeah, you can get one, but to be honest, there's no real way around it now. The prices have gone up. Like when my friend got it, he paid 120. When I got it, I paid 170, and the last time I saw them on like DigiKeys, they're around 220. If they were like 120 mark or 100, even 150, I'll just buy another one just to have a second one and have that set up. Here, I wasn't expecting this to work. Resident Evil is a no-go. So that's a no-go for now. Resident Evil R-Type, not sure if I've got it, but let's have a look. R-Type's like one of the best. Why would I not? I need to actually, when I get off here, I need to give myself a slap, because if R-Type's out for this, why haven't I got it? Like I absolutely love R-Type. It's hard, it frustrates me, but man, I absolutely love it. Right, let's go. Let's change to Japanese. Let's try and let me pick a game before someone mentions one. Okay, but yeah, I see 130 is wicked. That's a price, man. And that's what it was. That's literally what it was. Right, let's see the first Japanese. Okay, so let's go Astra Superstars, and then let's just load the BIOS. Okay, so let me open up a fresh page on my. Let's keep this. Yeah, gonna open up a fresh page on the sticky note. Wicked. Yeah, I'm on single SD RAM, dude. I'm on single SD RAM. The thing is, I won't. If I use a double SD RAM, then I'll lose the analog output. And I want, even though I'm not using the CRT, I do use the VGA port sometimes, because of the HDMI is connected usually to my capture card, and I'm lazy. I hate swapping stuff around. Okay, so do we need? Have I not got the 4 megabyte on here? No, I have got 4 megabyte. Okay, why is that not maybe? Oh no, okay. Oh, that was okay. It was just advertising. I thought it was giving me a warning saying it's not there. Yeah, so I'll use single SD RAM. I mean, if later on something comes out where it is a must, but this is performing well on single SD RAM, so we are good with that. So this game is working, and what's this one called? Oh, this was called Astra Superstars. Yo, hey, oh, you know what, the very first arcade game, I don't know, because before I played games, I used to all right, I'm gonna let the demo run, and then maybe I'll run it into the game in a second. But when I used to go, I remember like going airports and cab stations with my parents, and my parents never put money in, and the games that were there were stuff like Space Invaders and Pac-Man. Now, my earliest memories as a kid, so I must have been like very young, like, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely not older than 6. And I used to just press it and mash the buttons, and they look so good. The colors at that time as a kid, they just looked magical, and they just looked amazing. But I'm not sure if I played them. I don't know the first time I actually put money in to play a game. It might have been something like Double Dragon, when I actually put money in and played myself. At least that's kind of like what I remember. I don't really remember doing stuff before that. 1942, now awesome, man. I think, yeah, you were mentioning, I think, was it yourself, Ori, that was talking about it? Because you actually mentioned, or someone mentioned a lot about that game, man. Yeah, I didn't know, like, a lot of stuff about that game. There's a lot of layers to it. Your Shinobi was wicked. That would be one of my early ones as well. But I think Double Dragon was the one. Let's just do one player. Oh no, why have I done that? Can I go back out? Please let me back out. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's just do a reset. Yeah, let's start a game on that. But it's nice to see that's working, and that did work last time. Wow, Centipede or Popeye. See, those games, they were around when I was a kid. Retro Alarm, but that's when, you know, my parents, like, they would not put money in the machine. They'd be like, why we got to put money in it? As a kid, to be honest, I was quite happy pretending to play, because as kids you have imaginations. As adults, we don't have imaginations, at least the kid style ones, you know. But at least for myself, I'm going to go with Double Dragon. I think that was the first game that I actually put my money in the arcade. And there was a time, man, I got beats from my mum for playing Double Dragon. And guys, this story. So if any of you are familiar or grew up in the UK, I'll give you a bit of backstory on there. The old coins, the 10 pence piece was pretty much the same size as a 50 pence piece, but the 50 pence piece had 5 edges, like it was it pentagonal or a pentagon shape, and the 10p was just round. And I remember when my mum used to give me money for shopping, whatever change I could get, I used to put in the arcade. And I remember I had to go and get potatoes, and Double Dragon was 20p a credit. So instead of putting in a 10 and a 10, I put in a 10 followed by a 50 by accident, and I didn't have enough money left for the potatoes. So as a kid, I ended up getting 3 credits, but there was still 10p in there. If you put another 10p in, you'd get another credit. And I ended up thinking, well, I kind of accepted my fate. I ended up playing the 3 credits, playing Double Dragon, and when I got home, yeah, I think I got beats from my mum for being an idiot. Galaxian, okay, cool. I love, see, that's the stuff I like Galaxian in the pub in my grand's village, you know, like it was just wicked. That Pac-Man and a pool table. Yeah, pool tables were good, man. I was never great at pool, but like one of my friends, he pretty much grew up in the pub. Like his yeah, we used to like, when I used to DJ, we used to have like parties in his yeah, in his function room upstairs. And man, this guy was just awesome at pool. He was amazing at pool. Like, no ifs, buts. The guy was wicked. Oh, okay, they start to go back. I didn't have to reset. Okay, so 1 player versus computer. Okay, let's go. Okay. Yeah, it was really awesome. He had games everywhere. But this guy, man, he was wicked. Ori, you know Rowan, yeah, wicked. Like, one of the guys I actually work with, he started doing like bouncer work there, and I didn't actually realize. I realized when I was older, because we used to go there as kids during the day, but there's quite a nightlife there even now. Like, you can go clubbing there. They've got a DJ there on like weekend nights. It's very commercial. I remember I went there like years and years ago, and I had no idea. But you know what? The amount of fake 18th birthdays we had here, had in Rowan's, because whenever anyone was like 15, 16, and when we were younger, you know, things weren't as strict, to say the least. And so what we used to do when that birthday, and in order to get served, in order for everyone to get served alcohol, we used to buy a cake saying happy 18th, and everyone used to gather around, and things were kind of lax. They used to serve you alcohol there, you know. I don't think it would happen now. You'd probably have to give like 10 forms of ID and bring in your grandparents. But guys, this is working, man. There's no sound effects though. It just seems to be background music, which is weird because a lot of time it's the other way around. But I guess something is better than nothing. Okay, you know what? Let's do Sega Rally, because that actually did work for me last time. And here, I think that was the American one I've got. So let's change that back to USA. And that's quite funny. Guys, everyone that's celebrating USA Independence Day, happy Independence Day to you. I don't know much about it. I don't know much about history. Actually, I don't even know much about geography. I think there was a song that went like that. Right, what were we? Sega Rally, that's it. Sega Rally Championship USA. Okay, so let's do the BIOS now. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this worked like legit. This worked wicked for me. Like it just worked. It worked very, very nicely last time. And surprisingly, I've never been into rally games. This was actually all right. I actually thought this game was decent. I wasn't expecting it to be decent because I think it was one of the rally games I played on a Dreamcast. And dude, Like I just sucked at it. Okay, what did it hang for you? Oh, white screen. Okay. Okay, there you go. I've gotten past that white screen. I thought it hung there. Hopefully you waited more than 5 seconds. Okay, but I haven't got into the game yet. Yeah, dude, I missed the arcades. I've got one down the road from me. Like a 10-minute drive. It's not bad, but it's not like you don't go in, you don't put your money in. It's like you pay £10 at the door, and when you pay £10 at the door, yeah, you pay 10 at the door and everything's free. So it's nice to go there because it's got machines. So when I meet the Third Strike guys or the Super Turbo guys, I end up going there for a bit. But like that used to be Saturdays, but to be honest, Saturdays or like Friday night, I try and get it done Friday night. The news videos just take up a big chunk of my weekend. I'm trying to streamline it and, you know, make it as quick as I can sometimes. That's why like I end up doing a lot of it at work where I'm filming stuff on MAME and stuff, just to kind of try and get it out there. But I do point out that I am doing it on MAME. Usually everyone's kind of all right with that. I know Attract 17, he said to me, look, I'd rather you don't use MAME footage when you're showing this stuff. And I guess, you know, he's put hard work into developing the stuff and he wants accurate footage going out there. So if I show Attract 17 stuff in a news video, I'll either use footage of his from a tweet or something, or I'll just do some text stuff, but I won't use it. But for other stuff, I'll still use it. Right, let's change the view because I do like the view from outside the car. Okay, that's the brake button. Yeah, this game, yeah, it feels different for a racing game. As you can see, like the dirt's just kind of stuck there. Whether that was on the original hardware or not, let me know, because maybe playing this on a CRT, the dirt effect will look different. But if someone is familiar with this game, then do share your thoughts about it, how accurate it is. I can't look at the screen right now because it is a racing game, and look away, I'll definitely crash. I'll probably crash anyway, even if I don't. But this is the thing about a Saturn Core. Now, there's people out there that have tried this game, like you guys just saying in the comments, that it just hangs on a white screen for you. Now, but then there's other people that have got, you know, Castlevania Symphony of the Night working. I cannot get that game working out of, honestly, maybe 200 tries, no exaggeration. Like I just went obsessive and started doing different BIOSes, different scenarios, because the amount of times I'd done it, I got into game, and when I got into game, it kind of ran okay. It didn't crash straight away or anything, but I wasn't recording it. And then when I tried it again, I tried to recreate it, it would not work. So I ended up trying it again and again and again, and it wouldn't work. But then there's other people that are just trying this game and trying other games, and it's just not working for them. So it's really, really weird. It might be to do with the version of the RAM that you're using in there, when it was manufactured, what it was. I can't give you a scientific reason for it, but it's the only thing that I can think of, because based on the conversations we had Discord, a lot of the people that got Symphony of the Night working were people that had their MiSTers a lot longer than me. The version of RAM I've got was a lot newer and it didn't work on that. But again, that's just based on conversations I've had. There's no science or anything behind it. That's it, guys. You know, I have to say, I don't like rally games. In fact, I generally hate rally games with a passion, because I feel like you can't react to what you're seeing. You need to know the map and kind of plan turns in advance. But I actually like this game. I think this game is decent. Right, have we got anything? Yeah, yo, Gavin, fellow British man, how you doing? Right, okay, let's have a look. Just have a look at the chat. Yeah, Gavin, that might be the differences, dude. That might be the differences, at least based on all conversations I've had on there. And you know what, they're really nice. Like a few people have said to me, look, if you want footage for a video, like Video Game Esoterica said here, Andy D, if you need footage, they'll give you footage. But to be honest, like, I would take them up on that, but I honestly, like, I want to get the footage for myself. When it works for me, it works for me. If it doesn't work for me, I'll wait until it works. Oh, guys, you know what, I've got to play Sexy Parodius, so let's go Sexy Parodius. Let's change that to Japan. Right, I absolutely love the Parodius games, man. Looking forward to Hotego actually releasing releasing Parodius, Parodius the arcade, Parodius DAR for the MiSTer. That's what I'm really looking forward to. So still looking forward to the Simpsons as well whenever that comes. The Neo Geo Pocket Core. that one I'm really looking forward to, because I'm looking forward to, like I mentioned, the Analog Pocket. I'm looking forward to playing that on a handheld. I really do hope that it's got 2-player support, because my cousin down the road has an Analog Pocket now as well, and like out of the whole family, like all the other guys, they're all like, yeah, we play Call of Duty and FIFA. That's what the guys do. They might play like God of War or a couple of first party Sony games, but it's FIFA and Call of Duty. My cousin down the road that actually mods my Game Boys, and he's very talented in soldering and everything. I am not. He got an Analog Pocket recently, and it's just really nice. We're the only ones that you could consider as hardcore gamers. So yeah, it would be nice to get the link cable and actually play some verses on there. Okay, do you know what, Ori? I think my MiSTer, the whole system, the stack with everything I've got, kind of worked out around that price. Because I remember it cost around 170, 175 for the DE10 Nano when I got it, and it cost around the same for everything else that I got. So that was the price I paid, like, what's it, a year and a bit ago. It was kind of sad because I ordered everything together. I got all the parts the next day, but the DE10 Nano took a long time. It took, hold on, when did I get it? July, November. It took like 8-9 months. You know, you could have had a baby at that time. I think it was 9 months when I did actually calculate it last time. Okay, see, I'm boring. I do like Vic Viper in this, but I've got to pick some of the other funky characters in this, man. The paper airplane looks cool. Let's go. Is this the one with 2? Okay, so there's another one as well with 2 variations of. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm so glad that's on there. See, if you play this, I always recommend semi-auto instead of completely manual, because you can select your power-ups manually, but you don't have to spam 2 buttons for your moves. Yeah, okay, no, that's a good price, man. That's a good price. Yeah, mine was like 175. Yeah, it's around 350. On there, nice. Okay. I like this is one game where I definitely feel you can go too fast. I'm usually good with one speed power up. I'm not too familiar with this one, to be honest. The one I'm familiar with of the Parodius games is definitely the first Parodius. You know, the one that was on the SNES. That's the one that I played and absolutely loved. Okay, that was, I didn't pick the freeway. It kind of selected that for me. Don't know if that's the semi-automatic then. Does that do? I didn't think it. No, it shouldn't select the power-ups for you. At least from what I remember. But guys, this is running well. The sound sounds good as well. I haven't got it too loud, but I can hear everything. What I can't hear background music. I can only hear the sound effects. So maybe that's missing. But guys, if you've not tried the Parodius games, there's a whole bunch on there. There's a really good SNES one, and because I never played that originally, it's like Parodius 3 or 4 or something. So I played the first one originally, and I would play the first one the way it is on the SNES, even if it's got slowdowns or anything. But Quando, who does all the fast runs for the SNES, he's made like the fast run version of it, and that's the version that I put on there, because if I haven't played the game, then I don't want slowdowns or anything, because slowdowns for me are I only like them because of the nostalgia attached to them. If I'm playing a retro game for the first time, I honestly don't care for the slowdown. But look how cool this is. I just realized these missiles are little dudes that are going down there, man. That's actually pretty cool. Right, so you want to get the bell. Can't remember what the colors are. Ah, here we go. Let's get that. Let that come over. Okay. Don't know what that capture thing. Oh. Okay, that sucks. I've just reset myself, and that's not the first time I've done that. Can I get that one? All right. Does anyone want anything else? Let's have a look. Yeah, do you know what? You end up dying a lot, don't you? Trying to get the bell. You're hitting the bell, and you end up just dying a lot. Guys, hit me up with any requests. Yeah, let's have a look. Does the Saturn Core work on that? Oh, do you know, I don't have a CRT handy. I've got one in my shed. I've just got no space to put it. So I use stuff on HDMI, and I've got a VGA cable in a separate system. So my HDMI goes into the capture card. So I kind of need my PC on to get that. That's why on the monitor that I've got, it's got a VGA port as well. So I end up using the VGA port just to play it. But I am playing it on a modern display. I'm not using an analog one on there. So I can't answer that. Hopefully someone in chat can, because I know a lot of you guys game on CRTVs. And right, okay, that's the Japanese one. What's this? Oh, Baku. Okay, this was quite interesting actually. Right, let's look at the next Japanese game. And Bubble Symphony we kind of started with, and that works quite well. Bulk Slash we've done. What's this game here? Can't remember what this game is, but let's try it anyway. Let's load up that BIOS. Wow, I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, guys. It honestly doesn't feel like it. And guys, look, thanks. Really do appreciate you guys stopping in, you know, like awesome. Like it's just such a great community to be in, man. It's just amazing because like we're all grown-ups and we're playing games that we used to play as kids in the best possible way we can, bar original hardware. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go out of this game. You know why? Because I just feel like my channel at the moment is kid friendly, and I feel with some of the images in this, it might make my channel one of those channels where you have to log in, and I don't want that to happen. I want people to be able to watch it without logging in. I'm watching from my work PC, which is a shared PC, the one that I use. Or we'll go Cotton 2 translation, see if it works. And I don't want it to be logged in. That's one thing I don't want, and I've heard that happen to people. Like if content like gets flagged up, like they've done stuff like Mortal Kombat, and it gets flagged up as adult content, and you can't view their channel without logging in. Oh, nice, man, Rainer. That's a nice way of doing it, man. Yeah, what have I got? I've got a big TV in the front room. I've got like a 55-inch, but like I said, the kids use it. But if I had a second MiSTer, it would be in the front room, and it will be like my takeout MiSTer. I'll have it like in a portable way, because at the moment when I go to like one of my friend's house, he doesn't have any computers whatsoever, but we used to play Street Fighter together. And so what we would end up doing is I'd end up taking like my laptop there usually, and I'll end up playing stuff on RetroArch. But it would be nice to have something. I guess I could take my Analog Pocket out with the thing, but the Analog Pocket has its own issues with controls, and you can't use screen filters. Anything you play, but playing Analog Pocket on a modern TV, it just looks bad. I mean, I'm playing stuff here without a filter, but that's it comes across nice on YouTube, because most guys actually watch this stuff on mobile screens. So any filters or any scan lines, they just look terrible on that. So I don't use them, but at least I've got the choice. When I'm playing by myself, I can put the scan lines on and it looks good. But on the Analog Pocket, you haven't got that yet, and I really hope it comes over to FPGA. Something good that Marcus Jordan is doing, which is showcased on Twitter recently, was he is actually making like scan lines and shadow masks available for the Analog Pocket on any cores that use his framework. So hopefully that will be out soon, and when it does, I do intend to cover it on the channel, because you know what, Marcus Jordan, Boogerman, like such an awesome guy. Like I'm quite new to this space, and he's one guy that's been like super cool, super kind, like patient, just a wicked guy to know, man. So Marcus, if you're watching this, man, like awesome, like love my G. That's how we say it here in the UK. I learned that from the younger guys I work in. Love my G. That's what they say to each other. It kind of rubbed off on me, because when you put stuff around me, I'm easily impressionable. But yeah, Marcus Jordan, Boogerman, top guy, man. Honestly, like really glad like I met him. Okay, so this is a translation of Cotton Knight. This game is awesome. Is this the one we've got on? Is this the one we've got? Is it on the IRIM M92 core by Wicker Wacker? That's like, yeah, it's on there. And I remember someone saying like some of the colours, yes, and some of the crystals. Yes, I do remember. I think it was IRIM M92. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and I've got the core name completely wrong. Yeah, the colours, the crystal colours didn't change, but I can see on the Saturn one, it changes colours here. So yeah, I'm not too familiar with the mechanics on these. I never really played these games. Like I said, like always liked shmups, never really got them apart from, you know, a random game in the arcade. I really like Giga Wing, the one made by Capcom, but I am a Capcom fan, so I ended up playing that more than kind of other ones out there. But guys, Cotton 2, the translation is it's working well. If that's something you want to check, you know what, I'm gonna go for a continue, because I really do like the first boss in this. Like, it's big, it just looks really cool. Okay, so the music, yeah, sorry, I just realized there's no music. If there was music, it stopped. We've got the sound effects though, so like this core has improved so much. It's come a long way, you know, based on what it was and how glitchy it was. And I remember like at one point Duke Nukem becoming the key to launching everything. You kind of ran Duke Nukem and then you ran something else and it worked. But now it's such a big improvement over what it was. I mean, you know, if you're desperate to play something, there'll be some issues with it, but you can play the stuff, man. You can play this core good. See, this is what I really like, and I think this is the one on the IRM 92, because I'm pretty sure the boss was exactly the same. Love the fact that it has like a weak point and it kind of pops it out and tells you. Oh, I'm trying to kind of love it, love it. Such a well-made game. I can just imagine this being a visual feast, you know, going through it. All right, I just want to, oh, I paused it. Okay, now the sound effects have stopped as well. So at this moment, if you've got, if you're a deaf person that cannot hear anything, then this call would definitely be a lot better for you. In fact, you know, you might even think it's closer to perfect than it is. But if your listening is sound, then yeah, there's still issues with the sound, but overall it is just getting so much better. Right, let's load up another game. I'm just gonna look, see if anyone's mentioned anything. Yeah, I know the Duke Nukem trick, man. Nice game so far. I'm not so... Yeah, I'm definitely a 2D guy over a 3D guy. No, I haven't got Street Fighter movie, dude. I haven't got it. I was checking the list. To be honest, I didn't even know that was out for it. But no, oh, maybe I have got it. If I saw it, I would have put it on there. So Zero Collection Alpha, no, I haven't. But they're not working for me. So Zero Free worked last time, so I can try that. I've even got Puzzle Fighter, dude. That'll be a filler. That'll be on my list. Yeah, I'll get the movie on there for the next time I do it. It will probably be the next time the core's updated, because what I might do next is I might do if I get any time, I might do I might do a Neo Geo stream. Sorry, I'm laughing at the John Claude Forever here, man. That was, you know what, that movie sucked, but it was one of those where it was so bad that it's good. And I use it quite a bit at work, and I've used it in meetings where I said, look, you know, someone's trying to emphasize something that's important, and I'm like, look, this is something we do all the time. Even though that might be the most important thing for you, I change it up a little bit. For us, it was Tuesday, and not many people, I think one person before, maybe two people, realized it was a quote out of the Street Fighter movie. But I love that line. It is like one of the best lines ever. Do you know what? I think I did, Philip. I think I did put Darkstalkers on there, because Darkstalkers was mentioned by SRG 320 in the latest Patreon post as one of the things that he's made improvements to. So right after this, let's go into Darkstalkers. So hopefully I've got it. Hopefully I'll get it under the right letter as well. So yeah, right. So I'm playing on a pad. Like, ideally, I like my Street Fighter games on a stick, to be honest. But you know what? For as far as pads go, like for fighting games, you can't get better than the M30. Like, it is a great pad. So if anyone is actually looking to play fighting games on a pad, this is the pad I would recommend. But I think with pad, it's more down to what you're used to. You know, if you're used to that kind of SNES pad, I love the SNES pad when it was out. Hey Ryan, how you doing, bud? Yeah, yeah, I love the SNES pad, but I think going back, this is the one that I prefer. Saying that. Yeah, this is the one I definitely prefer. So what I want to do is I want to do like one game, maybe do like a couple of matches, because it went funny after one of the other ones, you know. So after, like, the first game was good, but this is looking good. So if this is looking good, there's a good chance that was it Nightstalkers, Darkstalkers, sorry. There's a few different names for Darkstalkers, isn't it? Darkstalkers, is it Night Warriors, Vampire Savior? There's like 3 different names for it, or different parts. Not quite familiar with it. I remember when that game came out, because I remember looking at that after Super Turbo, and I was like, wow, this looks fantastic. But I never got to play it as a kid. You know, I think maybe I tried it a few years later on like a trip to the seaside. But yeah, I never got into that, and I really wish if I did, because I think if I picked that up as a kid, I kind of would have learned the chain combo stuff. Like, I can't really play the Marvel games. I just can't do the chain combo stuff. I never got used to it. I can play the old ones, you know, Alpha, whatever, as long as it's like this. I just can't get used to the fact where you're bouncing them all over and continuing combos. But I think that actually began with the Vampire Savior, the Night Warriors games. And I think if I played them as a kid, yeah, then I would have evolved with them and liked them. But because I tried to play them years later, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom was a game I used to play one player in the arcade. It used to be across the road from this Chinese place called Wonki's. It's a it's a cheap Chinese restaurant. So this is again like 90s again. and the service was terrible, but it was cheap. And it was in Chinatown in Leicester Square, central London, and when I used to do club work around there. So I used to go there, get my food, and across there was an arcade, and they had Marvel vs. Capcom in there. So I used to play that. In fact, there was an arcade around there as well that I used to play Soul Blade on, or Soul Edge. And that's where, you know, that's where I kind of played a lot of the modern arcade games. This is when arcades were dead, by the way. Hardly anyone was in there. This is the transition into oh yeah, here we go. See it slowed down now. So like there's an issue with alpha where it starts, but as you can see, look, it's slowed down. You know, at first I thought my reflexes are so good, I'm in the matrix now, this is how I see Street Fighter, this is how I react. But that was not the case. It is genuinely slow. Okay, let's do what we were doing. Oh, okay, is that what it is? Vampire Savior? Yeah, I can't, you know what, it's because I kind of never played the games as they came out. I didn't really, what's the word, I didn't evolve with them. So for me, like, yeah, yes, I've messed about with them. I definitely like them. I like the art style. I like a lot about the games, but I can't play them for crap, man. Right, wonder if that's the Japanese version. All right, so what we looking? Oh, here we go, Night Warriors. I think that's the USA version, isn't it? Yeah, so let's change the region. We know we need to do that first. Okay. So that's one thing about the M30. I can't have a menu button. I have to keep going over to the keyboard, which is a bit annoying when I'm doing this stuff. But yeah, I'll live. But yeah, it would be nice. The Bluetooth ones are okay. They don't have that issue. It's only the RF ones that have that issue. So load BIOS.bin, and let's see what improvements are in this. Okay, I think I'm into. Okay, cool. But you know what? Always, or you always have like a separate SD card, man. Like my MiSTer main SD card. This is the. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I've gone past that. So this is my experimental one that I'm using. This is only 128 gig one, but I will add some more memory cards to like the mix. But yeah, my main one, well, after I messed it up once I redone it, I was like, right, this main one is remaining as the main one now. This is what I'm keeping as the main one. I'm not messing about with this. And then with the experimental ones, yeah, I'll chop and change them all the time. Okay, this is looking good. One thing I like about obviously using a Saturn controller for this as well, the buttons are defaulted correctly. It's just, you know, soft, light, medium, hard, light, medium, hard. It just works. Okay, not really a lot there. Arcade versus options. I do like Dimitri in here, but the reason that I like Dimitri is because he's got a fireball, he's got a dragon punch, and he hasn't really got a hurricane kick. But you know what? Yeah, it's still the same motion, isn't it? So, you know, oh, okay. I remember the automatic mode. I picked that once, and that's where you double tap everything to do a special move. And I know they're making accessibility stuff in like Street Fighter 6 now. You know what? Maybe at one point I will, Rainer. I will just get an SSD or a hard disk. It will be an SSD. They're quite cheap now. You can get a 2 terabyte like one quite cheap. Obviously not one of the newer, like with the M2 2230s or 2280s, but like your normal SSD. But for now, I don't have that many games. You know what? I end up going through them bit by bit. At the moment, I just checked now, I've filled up just over half my 512, and that's because I've put Neo Geo CD games on there and the Saturn games and a few PlayStation games. But eventually, if it does start filling up, I'll either do that, or I've got a few 512 memory cards kicking about. So what I'll do is I'll end up, okay, the sound's gone. What I'll end up doing is I might make a memory card with Saturn stuff on there. I might make another one on there. I'm lazy, you know, when I get around to it, maybe I'll do a hard drive at some point, but I think it'll have to get to the point of where I've just got way too much stuff on here. I mean, it took me like, okay, it took me the best part of a year to get the Amiga on there, and it was so easy to do. I just couldn't be bothered doing it because like there's so many games on here that I'm playing. I've still not played every single arcade game on here, and for me, this is one of the things I really like on it. I like the arcade games on there. So when I'm playing stuff on here, I'm like, okay, I can do that on there, but I haven't tried a lot of stuff on here. So I'm quite content, to say the least. So I will end up putting more stuff on there. A lot of the PC stuff I haven't put on there because I didn't really play it as a kid, but I have put the consoles that I played as a kid, I've put them on here. The other stuff, yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. I don't. So as time goes on, if I feel okay, it's something I need to cover for the channel, I like it, I'll add more stuff onto it. But for now, the SD card's doing me good. Okay, sound's gone on this. Any other games out there? But hey, it's PCN, not PGN. But hey, I make typo mistakes myself, man. Hey, Onikuno, nice one, buddy, nice one. And Buzz area, okay. Yeah, a lot of people do network on a MiSTer. Yeah, do you know what? I get that, but yeah, I use a laptop now. I've got one machine on all the time, but it's one of those little micro PCs. It doesn't even support Windows 11, so I'll have to get rid of that soon. But guys, like, name some game in the comments. If not, I am gonna go and pick a random one. We're on USA, so let's pick another USA. That's one game I know people think of that highly. Nights into Dreams. It's not something that I checked out myself as a kid, so I'm not quite sure. No worries on it, man. It's all good, bro. It's all good. To be honest, I had issues with reading as well until like guys, if one thing, as you're getting older, when you're using handhelds, and we spend a long time looking at screens, one thing that I have to say, guys, is, you know what? Get glasses. Like, so I always wore glasses for short-sightedness, which is for long distance. Right, so it was the BIOS. So I wear them for a long distance, but my close vision, my long-sightedness was getting worse. And I was like, okay, I don't want to wear two glasses. I went and got varifocals, and honestly, it's been amazing. I'm playing a handheld, I can look at it, I can look at stuff far. It takes, they told me it can take like up to like a month or more to get used to them. I got used to them within a day. So, but I definitely recommend glasses to anyone out there, especially if you're like having to squint stuff and if you're getting headaches, get glasses, guys. Like, if you're in our 40s, you might find that your eyesight is degrading a little bit. Make sure you go. Oh, Anton, nice one, bruv. Oh, wicked, nice one. Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. Anton, thanks for tuning in, bruv. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon, man. We'll talk soon. Okay, so this is Ninja Jar Jar Maru. Want to give a shout out to there's a subscriber to the channel, a guy called Tarek. Tarek, I haven't seen you around for a while, buddy, but if you're in there, say hello. He kind of introduced me to this game on one of the Game Boy ones, and I kind of liked it because I have a lot of love for the Game Boy. That green screen Game Boy, I absolutely loved it because at the time we only had one TV in the house. If I had the console, I had to wait my turn and everything there. So yeah, it just took it, and when I had a Game Boy or a handheld, I could play it whenever I wanted. So that's another reason why I love handhelds so much. Okay, interesting question, Dreadnought. How did I come up with the name Pixel Cherry Ninja? Right. Okay, that name is just random. Like, I came up with it because I wanted to do my YouTube channel, but I wanted the name to be unique enough so when you search it, if you put in Pixel Cherry Ninja, it comes up. So whenever I make a username, I try and make it unique so it doesn't get mixed up with anyone else or anything else. So obviously Pixels, we like Pixel games. I really like cherries. Cherry and coconuts are probably my favorite kind of fruit, or is coconut or nut. But anyway, I like cherries. And guys, who doesn't like ninjas? So I was like, Pixel Cherry Ninja. It was honestly, it didn't take more than maybe 5 minutes to kind of think of it and come up with it. And it just kind of stuck. So whether I like or dislike it now, it's the name that I've got. And I don't dislike it or anything. I quite like the name. I think it's all right. But whenever doing a name, I kind of wanted it to be unique. But I do realize I could have made it more unique, because if you don't put in Ninja and you just put in Pixel Cherry, you just get all Pixel Cherries and all random stuff on there. So obviously the 3 words, when you put them in together, even in Google or when you're searching for stuff, it leads you over to me. And that's simply it. There wasn't really much out to it. Yeah, Rainer K, look, go get glasses. And you know, if you need to get glasses that are varifocals, then grab some varifocals, because honestly guys, like, it does help. And that's one thing. So my daughter wears glasses. She's worn glasses from a young age. So when she was a kid, like, so here's a funny story. I took her for an eye test, and there's an old lady doing an eye test, and she's showing her a phone, and it's not a mobile phone. So my daughter's of a younger generation. For her, a phone is an iPhone. It's not an old phone with a dial on it. So she's showing a picture with a dial on there, and I said, look, this test is incorrect, because you're now showing a picture of a dial. She doesn't know what that is. How's she gonna say that's a phone when a phone to her means this? I said, you need to update your test. So I ended up kicking up a fuss, and then the hospital ended up seeing my daughter to do her eye test. I become friends with like a consultant there, and he explained to me, he said, look, your eyesight doesn't change every year, but you might find out like one point in your 30s it'll get a bit weaker. You literally wake up one morning and think, oh, I can't see stuff as good as I used to. He goes, then get glasses. Then maybe 10 years later it will happen again and you need to change it again. And literally once he explained that, that's exactly how it happened. But we play a lot of games, guys. Like, I'm not you know, I'm not associated with glasses. Maybe I should put affiliate links for glasses in the descriptions of my video, but I can't emphasize how important it is. Get those. If you're playing handhelds, if you're playing stuff, man, you see stuff a lot clearer. Like, your eyes will open, and I can't recommend it enough. Cool, nice one. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is Ninja Jajamaru. They've actually made a compilation of this for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm not sure if it has the Saturn game. I don't think it does. I think the games it has are like the Game Boy ones or whatever. But you know, there was like a ROM hack out for it that I checked out, and the Game Boy version it's actually really good. Like, you know, on the Game Boy DMG, when you see a nice game on there like Ninja Spirit or R-Type, there's some really good games on there that really like just use that tech as good as it can be used. And like, my favorite Game Boy will always be the Game Boy DMG. I know some people like playing it on a big screen. I hate playing it on a big screen. I just don't like. For me, that's definitely a handheld. And I get some people, they've never been into handheld gaming, and for them to experience those games, that's the best way they got it. And I get that, but I grew up with Game Boys, so I have to play Game Boys like Game Boys. But I don't mind playing games that are meant for TVs on a handheld in most cases, and some people don't get that. So I guess there's two sides to the coin, you know. I'm gonna 2D bit here. So like, this is a kind of cutesy thing. Okay. Oh, he's got ninja stars. He's got a jump. Okay, I was expecting him to fire the sword. Oh, okay. So you right, left. You change direction. Well, guys, this is working, and I think this is the translation I was using. So this is so for anyone asking about 3D games on a Saturn. Here's a 3D game, and it seems to be running all right. Again, like with a lot of stuff, we don't have the stage music, but what we do have is we have all the sound effects. Okay, decent. Kind of like, reminds me a little bit of Goma, not quite, but Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Like, the SNES version of that game is epic. We played that in Japanese first, not being able to read any of the text, but then it was nice to play like the American version or the PAL version after as well. But it kind of sucked for us in the UK because a lot of stuff was at 50 hertz, and we played a lot of stuff on RF leads. Like SCART, running games at 60 hertz or import was a luxury most people didn't have, at least growing up. But right, okay, let's check another game. Has anyone put anything in chat? Yeah, the Rayman case. See, that's the thing. You see the two different glasses get varifocals. The top part is for looking at things in a distance, and the bottom part is for looking at things close. They do cost a bit of money. I ended up spending a bit of money on there, but it's for your eyesight. And let's face it, you know, if you don't have your eyesight, you severely lose out on a lot of entertainment. So honestly, like, I would recommend it to everyone to yeah, do that. Okay, let's try this out. This is another English translation, disc 1 police notes. And I remember this game kind of being all right, and it did run last time. But guys, get your requests in, because at any point I've been streaming for 2 hours now, so I may just kind of pack it in soonish. I am having fun doing it, but I kind of, what time? I actually know my missus isn't around for a while. I do want to message my missus, and I wanted to pick me up a KFC on the way back, because I know my boys will like a KFC, and they've got this offer on after 4 p.m. for £7. You get 2 burgers, 4 wings, and 2 fries. And yeah, I think I could eat one of those. And again, it's not an advert for KFC or anything, but at that price, I'll eat KFC. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's, you see, Michael, one thing with the Game Boy Advance that I really think it was bad. I mean, I love the console, absolutely love it. I've got a few of them love it. But I really felt it should have had 4 buttons, because we got a lot of SNES ports on there, a lot of improvements on there. I mean, some say that the best version of A Link to the Past is the Game Boy Advance one. I would disagree with that, because hey man, I played it on the SNES and that's what I like, and I'm not changing. But that might be the better version. But it's lacking 2 buttons. You know, it would be, oh, here we go. So this is a story game. Okay, let's get into the story, because I've done the shooting range, and that was surprisingly quite a bit of fun. Oh, I feel like I haven't got Virtua Fighter Kids. I couldn't actually find that. I have to find that and then get that on there. I did try and have a look for it, because it just looked wicked. Virtua Fighter Chibi mode. Yeah, do you know what, they're opening around the UK, but I have not got one near me. I do want to try it. I think someone I know tried it, and they said it was decent. I would like. I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. To be honest, like, my favorite takeaways are kebabs. I love Turkish food. I love doner kebabs. Like, I've got a good understanding of them. I like them. But the beef one is probably my favorite. I like lamb. I'm not a big fan of chicken. That's like my favorite kind of takeaway when I do get one. But yeah, KFC for £3.50 a meal, you can't really go wrong. You know, it's cheap. So like, for example, if it's me and everyone in the family eating, so like for like £21, that's like 6 meals. I can feed everyone and have a meal left over. Yeah, okay, no, Ori, I get that. Link. To be honest, I played it when you know, when the Game Boy Advance came out. It was nice to play the game. So I completed Super Mario World on that again, and I absolutely loved it. And I don't know if anyone knows, but you know the cape, you jump. There was a jump I could do on the SNES where I could keep going all the way up. I could just keep going up, like as high up always, but on the Game Boy Advance version you kind of descended, and I think that's one of the changes they made in that. So easy mode kind of went. Oh man, yeah, love Donna, man. Like, literally, I remember one day I had it 3 days in a row on night shifts, and I had to do one more night shift, and the guy I work with convinced me. He said to me, if you've done it 3 nights, you might as well do it 4 nights to say you've done it 4 nights in a row. And that is all the convincing I needed. Well, okay, do you know what? I've been eating the German ones, and they're really good. I like the German beef ones. So you've got the Turkish ones here, the lamb and the chicken. I like lamb, don't get me wrong. I have it, you know, maybe once a week. But man, the beef ones are fantastic. So they've even got a franchise here called German Donner. But that's not the main one I like. We've got one local to us. It's called Donner Daddy. And it really is the daddy of the kebabs, man. It's really, really nice. If anyone's ever in North London, in the Wood Green area, then guys, like check that out. Like, if any of you guys ever in London and you go arcade, I'll let you guys know when I'm going arcade. If you want to ever meet up and you want to go arcade and play some arcade games like Super Turbo, First Strike, they've got other stuff there as well. Free Play City, if you Google it, Free Play City in kind of Manor House, North London. But if you guys ever go out there, then, you know, we can go for a kebab after or whatever. I've actually met a few people from the channel in Free Play City before, and it's been fun. And I haven't met any weirdos or stalkers yet or anything. Like, my experience on meeting people from YouTube has been positive so far. I've made a lot of friends just from Street Fighter, from ShoraYuken.com. I made so many friends, and yeah, I'm not really, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've come across weirdos, but I've not had anything that's dangerous or anything like that. And you're always going to get weird people within our niche. I accept that. As long as they're not dangerous or, like, you know, mental or anything like that, it's all good, man. I'm kind of happy to kind of meet people. Free Play City, yeah, no, go check it out. Free Play City, I'm following them over on Twitter. They're called at free, maybe P City, or actually I can't even remember their Twitter tag. Yeah, so yeah, Free Play City, like, it's fantastic. It's in Manor House. Like, maybe one day we can arrange something. I'll put a community post up, maybe with a date, give you guys plenty of notice to see if you can arrange it, because I've got some old friends that I need to meet there as well. I want to meet the Shend. I don't know if any of you guys know the Shend. He does like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike videos. He's been doing them for a long time. I've not met him for a long time, so I've invited him down there as well. It'll be nice to you know, do like an ad hoc session somewhere. Okay, so this has got a lot of video in here, so I don't know what this game is, whether it's a graphic novel. The shooting range kind of lets you shoot stuff in there, and it's a kind of like shoot training kind of practice, so that's interesting. But this is a translation and it's working, which is awesome. And talking of translations, a little bit off topic, away from the Saturn, but on the Neo Geo CD core, The Price of Reason, someone who I speak to over on Twitter, he's working on the Samurai Shodown translation, man. I am so looking forward to that on the Neo Geo CD. That's going to be awesome. I've not played turn-based games for a long time. I don't know why. I used to like them a lot, but I've just been put off them for some time. I can't get into them, but I feel like Samurai Showdown is the turn-based game that I would want to play. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yeah, wicked. Are you talking about the dragons? Yeah, Shin Dragon and Show Dragon. Yeah, man, Mark and Richard. Yeah, man, they're cool, man. I've not seen them for a while, but they do a lot of production work. So Free Play City used to be Violent City, and it was run by a guy called Sendo. Sendo's cool, man. Me and him used to play like CVS2. We had some tournament matches as well, Capcom versus SNK2 back in the day. But now it's run by it's Free Play City, and funnily enough, one of the guys that runs it is an old friend of mine, and we ended up meeting up in Free Play City. I was like, what are you doing here? And he goes, oh, I partly run it. I was like, wow. A guy called Sifu V, aka Vernon. Oh, wicked, Ori, that's decent. Well, look, if I do a community post, I'm really sorry, like, guys, forgive me, because, like, on YouTube, there's a lot of names on there, plus I'm in night shift mode. I forget a lot of stuff, so forgive me. If I forget stuff, there's just a lot to remember, and I can't remember it all, to be honest. So, just remind me anything like that. Please, like, don't take offense to it. My memory is just crap. But if I make a community post, if I'm going down there, Ori, make sure, obviously, if you've got time and you're free on a day, come up, man. It'll be nice to meet you guys, and it'll be nice to, you know, play some Street Fighter games. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm going to go for a reset on this. I'm just going to try the shooting range. Now, guys, remember, if you want games in chat, just let me know what you want to see. What I will do now, let me just go through all the lists, right? So here you go. I'm just going to go through a list kind of slowly. Oh, before I do that, let's launch the game so the game loads. Okay, so that's that loading. Let me go back to the list of games. Okay, so here we go. So these are the list of games I've got on here. If there's anything that you want to see, actually, you know what? We haven't tried Daytona yet. We need to try Daytona. It's the 4th of July. It's American Independence Day, and I guess we have to have a little bit of Daytona, huh? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so right now we're looking at Police Notes, the English translation, and we're gonna go to the shooting gallery, which was actually fun. I just saw. Okay, I thought flash images. So what Virtua Fighters have I got? Apparently, Virtua Fighter 2 I'm not going to try, because I remember Video Game Esoterica doing a tweet saying that he got like a copyright warning for the sound on Virtua Fighter 2, and that's something I try and avoid at all costs, because, guys, I do this stuff, I do enjoy doing this stuff, but, guys, I do enjoy the money I get from YouTube. It's not a lot. I earn between 80 and 100 pounds at the moment, and I do hope to increase in that. Like, I'm never gonna lie and be like, I do this just for the love, man. Yeah, who doesn't need money, man? I could, you know, like, for example, if I, like, my kids' Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes are £90 a month. If YouTube covers that, then that covers that. That's just a little bit of burden off. And I don't know what it's like around the world. I'm pretty sure it's all messed up everywhere. But man, stuff's gone expensive here. Like food especially has gone just expensive. Like it's crazy. Oh no, I've made the same mistake again. Sorry. Oh no. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Gonna do a reset. I'm going to the shooting range on this. Let's see if is anyone mentioning. Yeah, I've never really played it, you know. I just kind of test it out on here. There is an Independence Day game based on the movie. You know what, Stardust? If I actually thought of that earlier, I would have put that on there. That would have been the thumbnail. You know, Independence Day stream. Here you go, and have that on here. I did actually like that movie, Independence Day. I'm not a cinema fan. Yeah, I'm not a cinema fan. I generally don't like cinema. I rarely go cinema. Like I will, if I have to take the kids cinema, I'll convince my wife to take them because she likes cinema. But I did watch Independence Day in cinema, right? Oh yeah, expensive everywhere, dude. Yeah, so you know, so that's why on YouTube I try and avoid stuff like copyright strikes. I do monetize. Obviously, I do monetize my stuff because it is nice to get some payback. But to be honest, my ultimate target is, you know, if I'm around the £100 mark, I would kind of like to get that. I know it's a big target. It'll probably take me quite a lot of time to get there. But I would like to get it to 10 times that amount, £1,000 a month. An additional thing, it will help out a lot with just life in general, you know. So I'm never ever gonna lie and be like you say. I know some people get offended by that stuff. I don't know why, you know. It's like if there wasn't an opportunity to make money on YouTube, I don't think I would go hardcore on there, because sometimes I do grind a lot on this stuff, just because. Right, let's go target mode. Because I want to get stuff out there and a lot of stuff pops up. So I'm like, okay, let me go on there. So it is nice to see something back for the time, with obviously an opportunity for that to grow in time. And I really hope it does. Okay, what's the fire button? Hopefully it's just A. I'm spamming A. Oh, it is A. We're just... Okay, what's reload? Oh, okay, so it's just like one shit. Ah, okay. This is when you see it in the cop movies, you know, where they have that little thing waving about and they just shoot it. Okay, I kind of got the heart there. Here we go. Got a little bit in the heart. Nice. Okay, you know what? Let's try another game. I think, okay, yeah, Daytona is what we said we'll do next, which is awesome. Daytona. Yeah, I'm definitely putting a lot of time, and even my wife, like, she's like, look, you're doing a lot of time. And I said to her, you know, for my wife, she's cool. She always supports me in whatever I do. But I said to her, look, you know, hopefully, you know, this can bring us a bit of money. But I said I can't step off the gas, so I need to keep. If I keep delivering content, then hopefully it'll get to a bit like, oh, I would never expect this to be like my main job or anything. Like, that is not an expectation. That is not something I expect. You know, I'm a realist when it comes to this stuff. But what I think I may be able to achieve, and guys, if you're not subscribing and liking, then this really would help. But what I do hope to achieve is get it to a level where it's bringing in something that's making our life more comfortable. You know, whatever it is, if I get an extra £500 a month, if I get something, so I'm still working full time and I'm getting a little bit of additional money, and it's just happening with stuff. So I just really hope it does happen. It does work. I love doing the live streams. They're just amazing. It's just, you know, there might be an outrage at any one point. Like I said, if my mum's around with a dementia, she's clueless with that. She'll just bust in the room and she'll be like, I found these toys. Well, your boys like them. And, you know, the toy is like maybe for a 1 or 2 year old or whatever, and then have to do it. But usually that's okay. Like I said, my daughter is cool. She is on the case of look after her today. No, absolutely not. No, I still have fun doing it. Honestly, I do have fun doing it. And if it's just, okay, the only time the fun, I wouldn't even say it stops a little bit. But what happens is, like, a lot of stuff comes out and I want to cover it all, and that's a choice that I make, because as much as I have fun with there's also the side that I'm seeing this as something that I'm investing in. I'm investing in hopefully making this thing grow. If FPGA gaming grows, then maybe I'll be at a good standpoint with it. So it is, as much as it's work, and it's fun work as well. So, you know, I'm not going to kid around with that. Like, legit. Oh, I'm pressing. Where's accelerate? Okay, so I do enjoy it, but there is an element of work on it. And sometimes, like, I know I'll push it on there, but what I'll do is I'll take a day out, and I'll be like, right, now I just want to play something on my ROG Ally, and I'll just chill out. In fact, yesterday I had like a chill out one. I watched like the first season. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's called MiSTer In Between. It's on Disney Plus, guys. Honestly, it's one of the best shows I've seen. It's an Australian show, MiSTer In Between. Guys, it is amazing. It is so good. The guy is just wicked. It's like a gangster kind of thing with his family life in there, but it's just done really well. I ended up coming across it, seeing clips of it on social media, you know, where someone like bullies his daughter, or someone bumps into his daughter and he goes and beats up the guys. You know that, you know, I don't know, there's a certain thing about, you know, when you see guys that are idiots and then you see them getting beaten up, there's a certain satisfaction in watching movies and TV shows like that. And there's a lot of it in that. Like, I recommend that show. Like, watch it. And if you do, then definitely hit me up some point, even randomly in a video unrelated, and just be like, yeah, man, we watched MiSTer In Between. I'll be interested on your thoughts in that. But I really liked it. And yeah, at some point I'll watch some of that as well. But yeah, Daytona's running all right. Again, it's the thing with the sound, but this was one that used to hang on me straight away. And I remember someone on one of the videos said to me, don't press any buttons during the rolling start and it will work. And funny enough, that actually worked. I didn't press buttons in the rolling start. It didn't crash on the rolling start. It just crashed later on during the race. But this one's letting me go as far as I go now when I'm playing it. So that's good. Just would be nicer if the sound was a bit louder. I think it's there. I just think it's really low. Right, let's do another game. Has anyone mentioned anything? Yeah, Rainer K, you watched that, yeah? This thing between, that is wicked. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, sorry. No, there's no point. You know what? Like, there's like a lot of people. There's a lot of people here. People get it, and honesty is a good word. I'm not saying I'm like a completely honest guy or everything. I'm sure I have my fair share of BS here and there, but there's no point lying about the stuff you're doing. Like, I have goals and ambitions with this, and hopefully I can achieve it. If not, then I definitely had fun along the way. Guys, you know what's the time now? Oh, okay, 2.25 hours. So maybe another 15 minutes, around 6:30. I'll aim it for that. So guys, if you do want to see any games, get in your requests. Just get them in there and we'll get them in there. Shame there's not a game of MiSTer in between, but I guess that show wasn't even out. Oh, okay. Is that actually gonna load? What is loading? Or I'm gonna load Daytona again because I didn't pick another game. I can't even remember now. Let's have a look. But I didn't have to boot the BIOS there. Okay, that's interesting. Because on every other one I've booted up the BIOS. Now I haven't booted up the BIOS. That's not wicked. Oh, was it? What did we put on Die Hard Arcade? I can't even remember. Yeah, we did. This is a decent game, you know, like obviously I like the beat 'em ups like Final Fight, Cadillac and Dinosaurs, Streets of Rage 2, but this is when that transition was happening to 3D, and there was a few games that were actually okay, and this beat 'em up for what it is, I actually like it. I think it's a decent game, man. I should actually, maybe when the core becomes a bit more developed, this is something I'd like to complete. And it's looking better already than the last one. Or is that just placebo that I'm thinking? So, okay, the sound is off, definitely. But yeah, good move. See, around the time this came out, these graphics were amazing. I know, like, games, 3D games from like the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation era haven't aged that well, whereas the 2D ones have aged amazingly well. When you look at 8-bit, like the games that have aged the best for me, let me know if you differ on this opinion, but the games that have aged the best for me and still look best and have stood the test of time are 16-bit games, you know, SNES, Mega Drive, even like PC Engine games, even though PC Engine was an 8-bit, but it was, people said it wasn't a true 8-bit. It was like a 16 kind of bit thing, or I don't know, 816, was it a 12-bit, whatever. But the games on those machines, when you look at them now, they've aged well. Now, Master System and NES games have aged decently as well, but definitely I'd have to say SNES and Mega Drive stuff, it just looks really good, and PC Engine to that list as well. Right, let's yeah, I remember when that came out, it looked wicked. And when you look at it now, you're like, what is this, man, with a triangle boobies, you know? Ah, wicked. That's so awesome. What are they going to tell me now? They're going to tell me punch now? Okay, so guys, remember, I'm gonna after this little scene, I'll put another game. But I had the list up there. If you can remember anything on that one, I'm happy to test it out. And if not, okay, that's a good place to kind of end it there. Yeah, it's actually chill. But you know, props to my wife, man, because usually I take the kids jiu-jitsu, but I was like, look, I'm tired, man, I'm gonna chill and do this. Are you good with that? And she agreed. And the icing is going to be that it's going to hopefully she's going to bring me some KFC on the way. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at a game where we're in the USA region. Not really a fan of Doom too much. I do like the Doom mods, like the Castlevania one. Oh, we haven't checked. We checked Fighting Vipers, didn't we? We didn't check out Fighting Fighters Megamix. So, okay. Ooh. nah, someone's gonna come, man. Someone's gonna come. I've got most of August booked off as part of annual leave, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really I've kind of like, I've worked quite continuously. I've been using like odd holidays here and there to do stuff, or like family commitments, appointments, a bit of babysitting here or there. But like, I've used like 14 days. I get 28 days annual leave. For half of that 14 days, with my days off, it's going to be around 25 days off consecutively in August. I can't wait. I can't remember what dates they are in August, but I can't wait to get that done. Okay, so the Daytona car's not there. Let's be... Oh, can you hear the crackly sound? Definitely a bit of snack, crackle and pop. I always pick that guy because he looks like a ninja, but let's pick this guy who's got... Is that one of the guys from Fighters Megamix? Okay, let's do the Novice troll because I'm definitely a Novice. Always will be. Yeah, man. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Wimbledon makes certain places busy. Okay, so guys, let me know if this is running full speed or slow. I played whatever version was on the Dreamcast of this. I think you had Fighters Megamix and you had Fighting Vipers on the Dreamcast. I mean, if I had to say, I would say it's running a little bit slow, at least from what I can tell. But because I don't know much about the original game, The ones I played on the Dreamcast, I found them really, really difficult. I remember at the time, and I was alright at beat 'em ups then. I just remember finding the game quite tough. Like over here, I'm just mashing buttons. I'm like that kid in the arcade. Not really much strategy there. Okay, we can do Duke Nukem 3D, dudes. We'll do that one, and yeah, we might be able to do that one and maybe get another one in. But I'm going to stick to the time of 6:30 or wherever you are when your time should be on like something 20 past. So another 10 minutes or 19 past if we're being really accurate. Yeah, so it'd be nice once this core matures and these games are there. And it'll be, you know, I don't know if people played these like versus a lot with your friends. I certainly didn't. I only played, you know, like the 2D Capcom games. 3D games, yeah, a little bit of Tekken and Soul Blade and the Soul Calibur games. But I'm a 2D guy, man. I find 3D way too complex. I remember someone like talking, saying, oh, they find Soul Calibur like easy, Tekken's got more depth, but man, Soul Calibur has a lot of layers, a lot of stances, moves depending on where you're standing, you know, whether you're rising from crouch. There's a lot of stuff there. I mean, I can play Soul Calibur. I was actually very good at Soul Calibur 2 because one of the guys in our social group was probably the best in the country at the time on it. And he kind of forced us to raise our game, and we became very, very decent at it to the point where our game started becoming very, very close. But after that, I've never really played it competitively. I've grabbed the latest one. The latest one's fun. But yeah, haven't really gone online and played. I guess the days of, you know, spending hours on training mode are beyond me now. I don't do that stuff anymore. Yeah, no, definitely felt slow. Oh, nice one, man. Wicked Dreadnought. Yeah, annual leave is awesome, man. I'm so looking forward to it. Right, let's go to Duke Nukem, the magic that made everything else work. So let's now load the BIOS. I don't know if anyone's playing Street Fighter 6, but Street Fighter 6 is decent, guys. Like, I'm kind of enjoying it. Shining Force 3. Okay, no probs if we have that. Let me write that down because that might be the last one. If I've got that in there, let's just, curiosity, while this is loading up, let's see if we have got Shining Force 3. No, I don't have it. I don't have Shining Force 3, sorry. If anyone's got any other suggestions while we're playing this. Wicked. What we can try, actually, you know what? I will do one more request, but I want to try the Interstellar. I'm pretty sure I put the translation on here. Now, if that didn't work last time, but that's I done a video on that and I put it on retro. It's just because I like covering like translation or ROM hacks sometimes, especially when you realize the amount of work that goes in there. There was a visual novel, a graphic novel of a Samurai Shodown spin-off featuring Nakaruru, and yeah, that got translated, and it took the guys, man, it took the guys 2 years to do it. Yeah, no worries, sorry. It took the guys 2 years of work to translate that. So the work that goes in there, I mean, it's amazing. Like, people that have the talent, you know, have it. Oh, okay, this is a bit loud, so it might be a little bit deafening. I'm just going to turn it down a bit, so the rest of the sound might be down for a bit. But this game was big, man. My cousin, like, he loves this game. I knew nothing of this game, and he was like, Duke Nukem, Duke Nukem. I love Duke Nukem, but I think there was probably a part because it was quite rude. And he was like, yeah, man, look at that out. You get to go to like a titty bar. And I was like, ah, okay. But guys, this looks like it's running good. See, I do like the controls in this. Like, but what it is, you can get used to it. Is this the one where it just automatically aims up because you can't aim up? Yeah, okay. I do like that the LNR are strafe and you kind of move around with that. I mean, for how the controller is, I guess this is as intuitive as the controls could be. But yeah, this game, there's no issues playing this game. It works. This is probably the first game that worked best on here. I don't know much about this game. I never really played it beyond kind of watching my cousin play it. I didn't really do it. I know this is a game people like. They've released like collections of it and everything, but it's not something that I really played. As I think this was bigger on the PC, wasn't it? Can you shoot the fire? Oh, you can kick the fire hydrant. Nice. Okay, interesting. So all that stuff was good when this happened. I remember a game on the PC I did actually play, and that was Kingpin. I need to kind of revisit that. Maybe, I don't know if it's available in Steam and if it'll work, but that was a really, really well done first-person shooter where you kind of like start at the bottom. Oh, have I changed my weapon? Oh, I did change my weapon. I thought kick came out automatically. Okay, guys, that's running okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, we're gonna try. Let's try. Okay, yeah, no, like Duke Nukem, like playing it now, I can see why it has the love and it has the fan base that it does, because it is awesome. Nothing short of it is good. It took that kind of Doom formula and it just made it different. And I don't know, maybe I guess you could say it improved upon it, or definitely made it a little bit different. So, oh no, sorry, what we're getting right. I think it's Interstellar. Is that a game with that Stellar something? No, is it? I can't remember that name. Is that space game? It crashed last time on there. Ah, here we go. Stellar Assault. That's it. Right. So this is Japanese version. It's been translated into English. Now it didn't work last time, but that could change now on this one. No way, Dread. Oh man, that's, you know, I don't often buy too many games new. Like the games that I've bought on release this year have been Resident Evil 4 Remake and Street Fighter 6. That's it. Everything else I can wait for. If there's a new Monster Hunter game that comes out, I will buy that at launch. I don't buy a lot of stuff on launch, but if Kingpin came out, provided it was decent, I think I would get it. Or I might even try and blag a copy if I could, you know. Okay, yeah. This is kind of like where it locked up. So guys, any games out there? Well, this is Wicked. They interviewed the guy that had the Duke Nukem voice. That's amazing, amazing. Right, I'm gonna go through the list. We'll try one last Japanese game, and I think yeah, that will be a wrap. We'll try and do that. Oh yeah, man, I love Monster Hunter. To be honest, do you know I gave my youngest kid, I gave him the Steam Deck. And the game he wanted was Monster Hunter World. And I have smashed Monster Hunter World, but I was so happy he got it. So then I convinced his brother to play that game as well. So what we do now is we go and hunt. My daughter won't join in. She won't play. But me and the two boys, like I help them on hunts. Like I'll go in with a wide range build and I just kind of help them kind of get through it. And it's nice. It's nice. Like I'm on my ROG Ally now. One of them's on the Steam Deck and the other one's on the PC. So I'm really, really trying to get them over to PC gaming. I want to kind of end consoles. I want to end all the subscription charges and everything out there. You know, you go on PC, you can buy a lot of games like cheap, like literally pennies. So that's definitely decent. Anyone posted a game in there? Okay, Monster Hunter, not out. All right, you know what? Let me go Primal Rage because that didn't work last time. And I remember seeing that in the arcade on a big screen. I don't remember it playing that well, but I've seen some like combo videos of it and it looks good. Like I've seen some combos and some stuff done for it. So I don't know if, you know, yeah, I always thought of it as a bad game, but I could be wrong. I'm interested in your thoughts about Primal Rage because honestly, I don't know that much about the game. But yeah, it looked fantastic when it came out. Okay, Saturn Bomberman, that will be the last one after this. You know what? No, let's pick that. Let's go Saturn Bomberman. Was that Japanese? Okay, let's have a look. Oops. Okay, that did actually work last time, and who doesn't like Bomberman? We're in the USA region, aren't we? I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, we are. Okay, so let's load the BIOS. Yes, Bomberman's awesome, man. Like for me, my Bomberman time was on my Bomberman was on a SNES multi-tap with my friend that had the dodgy thing, and that's what we used to play. Yeah, you know what, it is memories, and they're gamers, man. And you know what, they're so good in their education, and like literally I got their end of year reports for the two boys. It's literally everything is top marks, way above, like an excellent write-up from the teacher. So you know, because they do all their work like really well. Don't get me wrong, they misbehave and fight all the time and all the rest of it, but their work is so good, I have to reward them. So the one who I gave the Steam Deck to, he wants Titanfall 2 to play with his brother, so I'm gonna buy him that. The only thing that sucks about that is I'll buy that on Steam. It's on sale at the moment for $374, but when I buy that on Steam, I've now got to log in on his Origin account as well. But I'll tell you one good thing about the Steam Deck. I've had plenty of handheld PCs, but because it's on Linux and it's got that kind of OS on there, once I kind of set up the game and put in the settings, I just give it to my kid and he plays it and he's managing okay. If I gave him the ROG Ally or a Windows machine, it'll be too difficult. It'll just mess it all up. Yeah, so with kids, yeah, it's definitely worth playing. I mean, we played stuff on the DS as well. They've all got their DSs, and what I'm doing as well is I put their consoles away. So their DSs are lying around somewhere, but I will put them away. And when they get older, just to kind of give them that nostalgia kick, because they'll be in the same situation where we are. Imagine if, like, your dad just said to you, oh, by the way, here's your NES, here's your SNES, here's your Mega Drive. You forgot about it, but I saved it for you. You'd probably end up crying, you know, tears of joy, obviously. So I want to give that to my kids and go, look, this is your DS. Every single DS I've got, I ended up putting custom firmware on. I've got all my cartridges actually backed up now. So I've got my cartridges, I put those away, but all the games, I've got the digital version, including moving all the save files across, but it will have their games on there. It'll have like a few cartridges that they got, their digital purchases. Everything will be on there, and they can just kind of turn it on. Now, I know guys have recommended to me to disconnect the battery and take a few steps, and I will do that when I put it in long storage. And when they get older, hopefully they can just yeah, they can enjoy those things, and it will be a nice experience for them. Same thing I'll do with the Switches. Like, Switches are still current, they all play them. Switches are decent as well. I like playing Mario Kart sometimes with them. It's definitely a lot of fun. You know what, they work good, man. They work good, and they have to be rewarded for it. Like, you know, like in class, they'll, like, the only complaints they'll ever give me is the teacher gets me to help the slow kid. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I mean, I work a lot, so I don't have that much input on there. You know, like my daughter who's 15, she's got to do like a speech on something, and I kind of advised her. We went through some options. I said, why don't you go and give a speech on how people are becoming dumber, and myself's included on this. I so much use spell check. I look up everything, so your memory and the stuff you're learning, you're not learning stuff because you've got everything at your fingertip. And with ChatGPT, sometimes I use ChatGPT to write a description for a video because I'm lazy. So as a whole, we're becoming yeah, dude, thanks for that, man. I do appreciate that. Right, guys, what is the time? 18:31. Bomberman has crashed. I'm sure I got in the game last time, and this is where I'm going to call it a wrap. Like, I thank you, each and every one of you that actually tuned in. Much appreciated. I will see you guys around. Yeah, guys, yeah, if you're not subscribed, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Memberships are open. Join what you want, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Guys, I'll see you around. Thanks for everyone in chat. And yeah, this is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.